Howdy, welcome along to the Texas A&M versus Missouri Watch Along. Ryan Brauninger and Richard Zane back with you for 2 weeks in a row. I thought about getting a real football analyst like we had done the first 3 or 4 weeks, but then you got to ride the hot hand and you got to ride the luck. Richard was here on the stream last week when A&M beat Alabama, and so he has been invited back for A&M's trip to Como.
Yeah, why would you want to listen to anybody who actually knows about football when you could listen to somebody who knows nothing about football, right?
It's perfect. We're having a little bit of issue here with our stream. It's very choppy. Hopefully that will smooth out. But questions today will be what is A&M? Is it the team that we saw against Arkansas, Mississippi State, or is it more closer to the team we saw last week against Alabama? Who is this A&M team? This is a perfect trap game on the road, 11 a.m. kickoff in Como against the Missouri team that, probably good enough, especially good enough to beat you offensively, but not overpowering in any phase of the game. If it's a game, if you come out and you're hooked up and you're ready to play, you'll win. And I think that's the goal, is get a win, get it to next week where you're going to have a night game and a home crowd against South Carolina and another, a lot of recruits in town. Again, a chance for you to really make an impact on that 2022 recruiting class like you did last week. But none of that happens unless you go to Columbia this morning and take care of business. And if you're having issues with your stream, if you're watching this live, we are having big time issues with our.
I think this might be the way we have this thing rigged up, kind of thing. Maybe one of the cables we have is
bad,
faulty, but yeah. So this might just be an us thing.
Hopefully it is. I mean, I hope everybody's not having to watch it.
Because I don't think there are issues on the other side, like on the TV Dalton's watching on.
Oh yeah, and then we've got Dalton's got to record it, so we've got this small TV here that's got the game on it, but it's a little bit behind the TV copy. So if we run into issues, we will have a secondary option there, but it will be it looks like it's about 15, 20 seconds behind the main broadcast, which is right here in front of us. So Zach Calzada, showing him on the screen. They are he was reigning SEC Offensive Player of the Week. His performance today will be a big talking point coming out of this one. Can he maintain what he did last week at home? A&M's first true road test of the year, Richard.
Yeah, first true. I mean, that's pretty crazy. It's the middle of October, and it's the first time they're actually playing a road game that's not at a neutral site.
Yeah, everybody else is saying that the stream is live. I mean, is fine for them. Yeah, if you remember, you go up to Colorado and you play in Denver, and then you go on the road and you have the neutral site game against Arkansas
in Arlington. Yeah.
Yes, and so Como is a place that A&M has been traditionally very bad. I don't know when the last time A&M won in Como, but it feels like it's been a long time.
The last time they played there was 2013,
right?
Yeah, with Johnny Manziel.
Got more people pouring into the stream now. Appreciate you guys tuning in, watching the game with us. Shout out. You're getting a shout out from Kilzer.
Hey, Andrew. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday. Thanks for helping us set everything up like always.
Yeah, I always forget. I always shout out.
Dalton did a lot of it. I think Dalton did all of it, but Andrew's always giving a helping hand.
Dalton always does a lot of everything.
Guy. Oh, yeah, he does.
A&M kicking off. Missouri will go on offense first. It looks like, with the way the sun hits the field, it looks like it's about 8 o'clock in the morning there.
It's supposed to be pretty chilly.
We're underway here in Columbia. Chilly day, yeah, in Columbia. Kickoff through the end zone. 1st and 10, Missouri at their own 25. Get a look at the Aggie defense, who in a matchup against Mississippi State 2 weeks ago, very similar to style of offense as what Mizzou will run, did not look great. Missouri quarterback Connor Bazelak had a really strong freshman campaign. Will throw the football to the other team, so hopefully A&M was able to get their hands on a few passes today.
Yeah, he's got 12 touchdowns, but I also think he's got 11 interceptions so far
this season.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know it was that high. Little swing pass out, going to tackle in space. 5-yard gain for Mizzou on first down. Spread A&M out, get the ball out to the flanks quick. Something that we saw Mississippi State do.
I think they're trying to get the ball out and spread A&M, get them out of the box, and then give the ball to Beatty a lot.
Tyler Beatty is their best player, running back. Really, I watched a lot of their highlights. I'm really impressed with that kid. 2nd and 5 for Mizzou.
I think Beatty's their second best player behind Bazelak.
Well, their
It
best
just
player
depends on which
is
guy
not
you
playing.
get.
Slant dropped. We're going to have to find out something with this stream.
Yeah.
Maybe at the quarter or during one of these breaks.
We'll figure it out.
Give it Dalton come in here and look. It is every couple of seconds. It's just pausing for just a tick. So they're going quick. Mizzou is. Bunch formation, throw out to the flat, complete, and advance for a first down for the Tigers. So they went with a lot of pace there, some quick tempo, and they went with a bunch formation. Good play call by Eli Drinkwitz. They convert on a 3rd down and 5 for a gain of about 8 or 9.
It's really my first time watching an Eli Drinkwitz team. I've interest. Oh,
Flea flicker.
Oh, McKinley.
Bazelak gets away from pressure and throws it away. Flea flicker. Good job by the A&M defensive backfield staying with their man. I don't hate that play call either by Drinkwitz. You just get a quick first down and got A&M a little bit on their heels with the tempo that you're playing at.
No, that's kind of what I was saying. Is I'm interested to see what he does and calls a game offensively, because he's got this reputation of being a evil genius on offense, or at least has the last couple of years. So finally, excited to finally see it with my own eyes, kind of thing.
Y'all know he was set up top.
Okay,
Drag route over the middle. Got the tackle in space. Gets to the edge. First down, Mizzou across midfield. Shallow crosser. A&M unable to track him across the field. Damani Richardson eventually runs him out of bounds.
I'm texting Dalton back.
There's a flag here. Let's see what the call is. But going back, you were talking about.
It might have been like a rub route across the middle.
He was running
way
free.
too open.
We missed that call. We didn't see it.
Here, can I look at my stat broadcast? It tells me it's an illegal shift on.
Man, I said that. I didn't think they were set up at the top of the screen. Going back to Mizzou's best player is Ennis Rakestraw, is a kid out of Duncanville, a corner that actually got hurt during one of their practices and is out for the season.
Practice injury, man. That sucks.
He's a legitimate NFL kid. But all right, so 2nd and 15 now for Mizzou after the illegal shift erases a pretty big gain for the Tigers. Aggies showing a 4-down front. They bring 4. Intercepted. Thrown right to Jalen Jones. Here comes the return. He's at the 30.
Is that his first career pick?
Don't block in the back. Just weaving. He's still on his feet. He's caught from the backside at the at the Missouri 22. Bad pass from Connor Bazelak. Richard just mentioned it. He's not real accurate with the football. Throws it right to A&M corner Jalen Jones, who weaves his way across the field all the way down to the Mizzou 22.
I want to watch this replay. I think maybe there was a miscommunication between Bazelak and the receiver, because he was 82. He is continuing up the sideline, and Bazelak thought he had to stop at like a 15-yard route or something there. Here, you can watch it over here, Bronny. Look at this. Look at the guy on the outside. He keeps going. Oh, that was an issue with them.
So we're trying to rework our stream. There's a hand Isaiah Spiller right up the middle, all the way to the 11-yard line.
Oh, they're going to mark him down inside the 10.
Inside the 10 at the 9. Yep. So Isaiah rips off 13 on his first run.
Dalton over here spitting on cables.
Dalton is spitting on. Oh my gosh!
I think they might have fixed it. Dalton Hughes.
Dalton is acting like he's spitting on the cables.
Oh, no, you're
still choppy. We may have a bad cord.
We might have a faulty Ethernet cord. Oh, he wants me to do it.
And a Spiller tripped up at the line of scrimmage.
Is he giving me the Ethernet cord? All right, I guess I'll be back.
All right, so Richard is going to exit the stream for just a second to switch out our Ethernet cord to see if we can fix this issue. We can watch the game, but it's extremely choppy. So I'm going to be looking at this TV for the next minute or so. This TV is about 20 seconds behind. So whatever is about to happen from the A&M 10-yard line, you're going to see before I do. Well, no, Richard is fast. And that fixed it.
It's like a NASCAR.
Hey, round of applause for Mr. Richard Zane. Throw to Demas. Caught it at the 2-yard line.
So I've been watching a lot of F1 recently, Bronny, and they have like 3-second pit stops.
Yeah, that was really quick. That's exactly what it was. So we need to make a note that other Ethernet cord's got to.
Yeah, this one that's taped down, I'm gonna chuck when this game ends.
1st and goal for the Aggies at 3rd and goal from the Mizzou 2-yard line.
Oh, Jimbo's got his tracksuit on. That's my favorite Jimbo.
Jalen Preston, Damon Demas, Jalen Weidermeyer, up top, Anias Smith. Got to hurry up and get the play called.
Come on. They're going to take a timeout.
Call a timeout. Weidermeyer wasn't set up right to start. Zach had to switch the side of the formation. Zach is wearing a brace on that left knee. So, hectic start here for us in the studio, but a solid start for the Aggies on the road. Interception by Jalen Jones, return to the Missouri 22-yard line, 13-yard run by Isaiah Spiller. Then you get about a 7-8 yard pass to Damon Demas after a no game with Spiller. And Aggies facing a 3rd and goal from the Missouri 2-yard line. Dalton says Zane chose the original Ethernet cable.
I did not, actually. I didn't know where the Ethernet cables were when we were trying to set up yesterday, so Dalton had to go pull one out of a bucket, and he chose that one. So we have a super long yellow one that we've been using, and I don't know where that one's gone. That one's
You did solve the issue. People in the chat are calling you a hero.
No, I'm not a hero, so don't call me a hero.
It should be noted that Jameer Johnson is starting back at left tackle, Kenyon Green at left guard. Same formation we saw before the timeout. Weidermeyer in motion. Snap. Throwing to Anias, touchdown. You cannot cover Anias Smith one-on-one out there. He's too shifty. He's too good. Touchdown, Aggies. They turn the interception into points. Calzada, 2 for his first 2 for a touchdown. He was looking for something over the middle, went back to the right where Anias had an option route, and left the guy sitting on the floor.
So that's his 3rd touchdown catch in the last 2 games?
Yes. Extra point by Seth Small is good.
It's a good
Aggies
start.
take a 7-0 lead early on. Less than 5 minutes played. Texas A&M 7, Missouri 0. Richard's typing. I'm tweeting. That's why you're getting a little bit of dead air here during these commercials.
That's the start you needed, man.
It should help them avoid a little bit of that Bama hangover, right?
Exactly. You were worried about that Bama hangover, the concern that everyone, they couldn't get up for this 11 a.m. kickoff. It's going to be cold. It's a road game against an opponent that's 500, 0-2 in the SEC. Everybody was, you were tapping the brakes a little bit, saying that A&M was going to come in and blow the brakes off of Missouri. But that start might be the beginning of, a good game for the Aggies.
GD says that's the kind of pass Zach would not wait to open up for in the weeks 3 and 4. Yeah, it was. He's definitely, the game has slowed down for Zach. Heart's beating at a much slower tempo, much slower rate, processing what he sees, going through his progressions. Right there on that touchdown pass, he was clearly looking for somebody in the middle of the field. Went to Anias as his secondary option and one-on-one coverage on the far side. And really a good play call, a good play design by Jimbo Fisher and Daryl Dickey. When you get Anias out there in space, Richard, away from everybody, with his start-stop ability and change of direction, nobody's going to stay with him one-on-one in that tight of space. Like he's too good laterally for you to stay close to him. And that's what happened. He ran a little option route and then back out, and then when he caught the ball, the defender was on the ground.
So you mentioned Zach waiting for that play to open up. I thought he had room to run, but I wonder how much that knee brace and what happened towards the end of that Alabama game is going to deter him from taking off. Not that he's an extremely mobile quarterback to begin with, but we have seen that he can make plays on the ground with his legs. Saw that he had that 26-yard touchdown run against Mississippi State. He also picked up a big first down with his legs against Bama late in the game.
Well, he would have scored against Colorado with his legs. He fumbled at the half-yard line.
So he can run, but I wonder how much maybe that's the knee might not be 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is all speculation, and I'd probably get in trouble for that if my boss are listening. But I wonder, it might play a factor in how much you see the quarterback take off today.
Looks like a sparse crowd in Columbia today.
Yeah, I guess that
good shot of the Aggies there in the corner.
Might have been a student section right there next to the Aggies. Is that the student section?
Oh boy!
Yikes!
See some 12th man tiles out. Caden Davis puts it through the back of the end zone. Mizzou with their second possession start at the 25. Florida just blocked the punt.
Other than Florida LSU, who's the big 11 a.m. kickoff?
Oklahoma State, Texas at 11.
Ugh.
I can't believe. So people were picking Oklahoma State to win and cover. Oklahoma State is bad. It would not surprise me if Texas wins that one by 2 touchdowns.
I could see either team winning that game by 2 touchdowns. I think they're both bad.
Oklahoma State's best win is against a 3-3 Boise.
That's not true. They beat Baylor.
Got a tackle, a little swing pass to the tight end.
Not that I think
Damani stands him up and almost rips the football out. Minimal gain for Mizzou on first down.
They beat Baylor. Not that I think Baylor's good.
Baylor's undefeated.
The match. I know they lost Oklahoma State, I thought.
Oh yeah, it was a 1-score game, right? Yeah.
Not that I think Baylor's a good football team. Not that I think Oklahoma State's a good football team, but OSU won that game.
And off to Tyler Beatty. That's his first carry on the Mizzou's 6th or 7th play. Another minimal gain. A&M looks like McKinley Jackson, Isaiah Rakes in there to clog it up. A&M making some substitutions on 3rd and 8. Mizzou going very fast.
Yeah, let's see. It'll be interesting to see how Mike Elko and company handle this speed. They haven't really had to deal with this year, have they?
They're playing faster than Mississippi State did. Arkansas played fast, and it caught A&M. A&M was off guard for the first quarter. 3rd and 8 for Mizzou from their own 27. Bazelak, quick slant.
Nice.
Going to be stopped short of the first down. Let's see what Mizzou chooses to do here. It's going to be 4th and 1. Offense is staying on the field. Better watch the football here. Tackle made by Antonio Johnson short of the line to gain. Mizzou's going to go on 4th and 1 from their own 34. Bazelak under center. Got to watch the ball.
This is interesting.
That's almost a false start on the quarterback, huh?
I thought so.
That's a heavy fake call. There's a false start on the left tackle.
Yep, they got it.
Yeah, they got it on the left tackle.
Okay.
Again, I don't hate the idea from Drinkwitz. See, you can get a free 5 and a free first down. But it looked like the quarterback went real heavy in its cadence and his body leaned forward. And then the left tackle jumps from Mizzou. Good job by the Aggie defensive front watching the ball there. That's being well drilled and well coached.
Very
that's something
disciplined.
That was something that's probably went over during practice this week.
Very disciplined. Nice pink sweater that guy's got on.
So Mizzou to punt it away. I wonder if it's windy in Como.
Get away. No.
Anias lets it roll. And it goes all the way down to the A&M 10.5-yard line. Good kick.
Favorable bounce for sure. So now it's your first real drive of the game. I expect we'll see a heavy dose of Isaiah Spiller and Devon Achane.
Richard, remind everybody that didn't listen to TexAgs all week. Where does Missouri rank in rush defense in the country?
They are dead last in the
last.
NCAA.
Dead last. That means they offer up about as much resistance as Richard, Olin, and Nuno would if they were the linebackers.
Yeah, it's true.
What'd you think of David and Olin's picture?
Dude, I tweeted that I'm going to get that picture framed, and it's going to sit on my desk here at the office, right next to the picture of Billy and Hunter Goodwin from their college days.
It'll be my 3 dads and crazy grandpa.
Olin's not my grandfather; he's my uncle.
Okay. It's the uncle that shows
up. I've got the picture.
Reunions.
I've got the picture of Billy and Hunter. That picture is entitled "My Two Dads," and then the picture of Nuno and Olin at Faroe Field in Columbia is going to be titled "Papi y Tío."
Yeah, Papi y Tío. Alan Hurts says, guys, really love the watch along. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us, man. Where are we watching from today? Been up near 100, been hovering around 75 to 80 for most of here this first quarter. Last week when the game got tight, we were up around 200 at times. Who's running the TexAgs? I guess that's Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton's doing the Texas Ags.
But he's also got the his own name here in the chat.
Congrats,
windows. Richard, on the SVP recognition this week. What'd I miss?
That's the same thing Billy was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
My bad headline.
Billy did call me.
Yeah,
he said, well, Zane's done it again.
Billy called me, used a nickname that he's got for me that I can't say on air.
I mean, it's YouTube. You can cuss on YouTube.
I don't want to.
Okay.
My mom might Louisiana. Be watching this.
Well, you cussed around your mother last week.
Shh, no one needs to know this, Bronny. Why are you doing to me like this, bro?
Cody's in Elgin, working at my office. And Katie, why are you working on a Saturday? Yuck. North Houston Spring in the house.
We are all working.
This isn't
on
really
Saturday.
A job. It's a job for you and Dalton.
We are working
you and
on
Dalton
Saturdays.
had to really work to get this thing set up.
Time out. Dalton had to work.
Well, Dalton always
I was in the way.
You often are.
Yes.
I think we just saw Chase Lane on the field for the first time in this game.
I mean, the offense has only been on the field for 4 plays.
A&M from their own 11. Throw to Weidemeyer. Little tight end slip route, well blocked on the edge by Anias and Chase Lane. Picks up 11, first down, Texas A&M.
I like that call a lot because Weidemeyer's been pretty quiet up until last week. Finding a way to get him involved early in the game, that's a good call.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Even if it's something small like that, because he has the ability to take a small pass like that and make it into a big play.
Atlanta, Georgia, South Carolina, California. Swing pass, missed Isaiah out of the backfield. Look, they were blocking a little bit ahead of that. Was like a planned swing pass. So Zach misfires for the first time today. He'll start 3 of 4. Cody wants to know what's on the lunch menu today.
Where are you sending us, Cody?
Yep. Who wants to be that guy this week? Not that guy. Who wants to be the guy to send the guy to send us lunch?
Our best friend.
Jalen Preston and Chase Lane, Anias Smith in at receiver. Spiller remains at tailback, 2nd and 10 for the Aggies from the Mizzou 23. Hand to Spiller. He gets the edge.
Oh, gosh.
He's got 10. He's got 20.
And that's why they're the worst team against the run.
And I'll tell you what,
watch the way they block this play.
Well, watch this defensive end who has no idea where anything's at.
Linebacker, too, gets sucked up.
I think Jalen Preston will be a little bit upset with his block there downfield. He's one of A&M's better blockers at receiver. Slipped off his man. Isaiah still picks up a 20 yards. And A&M nearing midfield. Rifles one in a little bit behind.
What is that DB talking about? Why does he think that was a drop? What?
The Mizzou DB's waving incomplete, and it was if he caught it, it's a really good catch. Yeah, it's a catch. It's a really good catch by Chase Lane. Yeah.
Nice to see Chase Lane involved early, too. Him and Weidemeyer.
Zach just a little bit behind him there, but a really good catch by Chase. A&M across midfield. Hand to Spiller, huge hole.
Oh, my
God. Enormous hole.
See ya.
Isaiah may go to the house.
He's gone.
Touchdown, Texas A&M.
So that's going to be 48 yards.
Enormous hole for Isaiah Spiller. 48-yard touchdown run. We're watching the replay here. It's him and the safety 10 yards downfield. He makes one move inside and coasts into the end zone. Touchdown, Isaiah Spiller. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
I mean, that's what you kind of expected coming into this game, right? Is those big plays from your running backs.
So
Zach Calzada knew it was a touchdown before Spiller even got across the 30.
So Isaiah Spiller with runs today of 11, 20, and 48. all in the first half of the first quarter.
It's an 89-yard drive. 89-yard drive there, Bronny.
When you get a chance, pull up your stats. What is Isaiah's total so far in the first?
Isaiah's already at 79 on 4 carries.
79 yards on 4 carries for Isaiah Spiller.
That's a 19.8 average. Obviously, most of them coming on that 48-yard touchdown run, but I mean that's crazy stuff.
We haven't seen Devon Achane yet, but
he's got that same kind of capability.
Well, man. He may do it on. I mean, his first 3 carries may go for 180, depending on where they get the ball. But if you give Achane those kind of holes, Spiller doesn't need them. Spiller makes his own holes. But when he gets them, he'll sure take them, and he knows what to do with them.
That's for sure.
Good start on the road for the Aggies. 14-0, 7:55 remaining in the first quarter. Caden Davis getting set to kick off. And Mizzou chooses not to return it. They'll bring it out to the 25. There was a time when I really liked what Mizzou was doing with their uniforms. Look at how we got that fit up. Great blocks by Bryce Foster and Layden Robinson. Isaiah makes one man miss in the hole, and it is foot race, cruise control, foot race to the end zone. Mizzou's third possession coming up.
That was easy, man. I think you can expect more of that from the Aggies as this game goes on, too. Just a scary thought.
Bazelak throws. Ball caught, about a 5-yard gain. Tyreek Chappelle right there on the spot once the ball was catched to make the tackle.
I like Chappelle, man. I've liked everything about him so far this year. He's young, he's raw a little bit, but he's going to develop into a really good cover man for Mike Elko and company.
Darius Jones on the field on the defensive line. And to Tyler Beatty. Ags got it stuffed. Edrin Cooper with a play at the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Rakes with some penetration to cause the disruption there. 3rd and 5 for Mizzou. They continue to go at a really rapid pace,
And they're going faster on 3rd downs than on
wheel
any
route.
other down.
Intercepted.
Who is that? There's a flag.
There's a flag. I don't know what the flag's on. They're going to call that on Edrin Cooper?
That's probably going to be a defensive pass interference. Watch it over here. He's got his hands all over him.
Does he?
That's pretty weak.
That's a pretty weak call. That is going to be a really weak call. So Mizzou gets bailed out by a pass interference call.
They haven't made it official yet, but it looks like it's going to be. Yeah.
Pass interference. Weak call, in our opinion. Weak call pass interference on Texas A&M will negate a Leon O'Neal interception. Let's look at this again. They're showing the replay. It's hand fighting. I guess what are they saying, that he didn't turn his head around? I don't know that I agree with that call. Edrin Cooper's in a good spot there. What do we think, chat? Run to Beatty. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Aaron Hansford. A&M doing a good job against a really good back in Tyler Beatty. I think that's a ticky-tack call. Would have been A&M's second interception of the first quarter. MD Dunn says he had his hand, but it's cheap. 2nd and 9 for Mizzou. Beatty again.
So if Edrin Cooper doesn't have his hands on the receiver, are you telling me that Leon O'Neal Jr. still doesn't undercut the route?
The ball was
underthrown. I mean, that was, yeah. So they're going super fast on 3rd down.
That was almost interception. Yeah, it seems like Drinkwitz saw something on tape where he wants to attack on 3rd down really quickly, maybe trying to catch A&M in some substitution packages. So they go super quick. They run a little short stop route, and he fires it high, and it's deflected and incomplete. That one was nearly interception after it went off the receiver's hands. GD 6994 says Rake's getting a ton of playing time, and he's been pretty effective so far in the first quarter. He is an anchor in there. You don't move that guy.
Second punt of the day. Last one went for 60 yards, by the way.
On the bounce. Let's see what Anias does. Fair catch. That was a line drive. Anias with a fair catch at the A&M 15-yard line.
38-yard punt officially. A&M taking it at their 17.
I'm looking at him. He caught it between the 15 and the 16.
But I'm telling you what's official here.
Well,
to be fair, apparently there is a flag on the play. I mean, to be fair, the stat broadcast is they said that pass interference call was on Leon.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so there are some mistakes on here.
So it's not as official as
it is. Technically, it is official. You can still be wrong as an official. I mean, look at what we saw on Wednesday night in San Francisco. Or Thursday night in San Francisco.
You're going to open up a huge political conversation, I think, with that line right there.
Ooh. No, please don't do it.
Yeah.
Please, no.
Was it Form 16?
Form 16, don't come for me. I'll see you guys later. Huge contributor over there, Ronnie.
You are?
No. Absolutely not.
Dalton, what'd you eat for breakfast?
Well, he had a breakfast sandwich, man.
Oh, I saw he would walk in with something.
This commercial's hilarious.
Check TexAgs Twitter. What did he tweet?
Frosted Flakes. They're great.
Is Dalton running the Twitter today?
Yes.
Okay.
You couldn't have asked for a better start, man.
River Kid wants to know if Dalton chased his breakfast sandwich with a beer.
No.
A little early. Can't drink all day, though.
You make some good arguments.
Unless you start in the morning. Breakfast of champions. You know, I guess I guess Bud Heavy's like a cereal. It's like an oatmeal, right?
Last week, man, those were warm. Miller Lights.
Dalton chugged his. You had a good sip.
I had a good sip.
And then I'll walk outside. For those of you that don't know, this whole area around TexAgs after the Bama game was a total madhouse.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Wild. I walked out there, and I came back in and to tell Dalton and Richard how crazy it was. And they go outside.
Dalton
I was in here on the phone like with recruiting stuff, and I walked back outside, and Richard is on top of my Tahoe throwing beers to people passing by.
I see nothing wrong with what you described. Uh-oh.
A-Chain with his first carry.
14 yards.
That'll go for 14 yards. Anyway, so Richard's on top of my Tahoe. I said, you must be out of your mind thinking that you can do that. Of course, he weighs 68 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's just tossing beers from the top of my Tahoe to people walking by. One A&M student grabbed it, didn't even drink it, headbutted it, smashed it, and just left the remnants on the ground. It was epic.
It was incredible.
Swing pass to A-Chain. A little bit behind him, he drops it. You don't see him drop the football very much.
Yeah, that was a fun time, man. There were no rules last Saturday night. All the rules were out the window. I mean, Dalton walked outside. They've got one of those big Yeti, they're like tubs. They're not coolers kind of thing. They've just got all the beers in there. Dalton walks outside. As soon as he steps outside the office front door, he yells, "Come drink with us." I'm thinking, are we about to do this kind of thing? Because I was the post-game publisher. Dalton had to help run Nuno's post-game show. Are we about to try and work while we're intoxicated?
A&M facing a 3rd and 6 after a 4-yard gain by A-Chain. 2 receivers to each side. Jalen Wademeyer flexed out here inside. 3rd and 6. See if A&M can convert here in the first quarter. Calzada drops back, gets pressure, airs it out deep. Double coverage. Then there's the flag. You got to turn around. You can't touch the guy with your head in his chest and think you're not going to get a PI call. So Zach throws into some traffic. He had a guy up top. See if they show the entire replay here. He had a guy up top who A&M offensive line. A-Chain whiffed in protection. Yeah, that's PI. You can't run into the guy's chest, never look for the ball, and expect not to get that call. So A&M gets a PI of their own to move the chains. But Zach was decisive and made a decision, threw it to the big guy, got a PI, and moves the chains.
I'd like to see him settle into the run here.
A&M at their own 46. 2 tights, 2 receivers. A-Chain makes a man miss in the backfield, and look out. He gets about 20. On a busted play, Devon A-Chain gets about 20 yards. Mizzou has got everybody at the line of scrimmage, and he's still able to pop out of there.
8 first downs to 2, and one of those was aided by a pass interference.
A much more, subjective pass interference than what A&M just got. Demas back on the field, A&M at the 34. Hand to A-Chain again. He's through the middle of the field. He is hit hard at the 15-yard line.
Didn't seem like he was going full speed there. But at the same time, he's always going full speed, and I don't think he's at full speed because he just runs so smoothly. Look at this man.
I think he was trying to make a decision on which way he wanted to go.
If he throws a little hesitation there and gets that defensive back out of position, make a little cut to the outside, he's gone.
Texas 7-3 early on.
Good for them. There's your first negative play.
Yep. Mizzou blows it up, a little edge pressure at the mesh point.
I don't know if you want to be celebrating like that, Mr. Jeff Coate.
Jeff Coate makes a play for about a 4-yard loss.
You've already given up over 100 yards on the ground in the first quarter.
It's a good play. I mean, if he crashed the mesh, betting on that was going to be a give to A-Chain and not a keep by Calzada, and he was right. So A&M 2nd and 15 from the Missouri 20.5-yard line. Screen to A-Chain. That's overthrown. So A&M 3rd and 15. Had that set up pretty nice if they're able to connect, but Calzada fires high.
So Calzada hasn't been...
I like that play call, though.
He's been good in the opening, but he hasn't been great. It's like these short gains, these screens, and these little swing passes he has not been good on.
So 3rd and 15. Right now you're looking at about a 37-yard field goal. They're going to hand it to A-Chain on 3rd and 15. He's through the middle. He's got a first down. He's got a touchdown. On 3rd and 15, they hand it to Devon A-Chain, who strolls in after breaking through the first level from 21 yards out. Touchdown by the Mo City Vaughn.
This is stuff that he can do, and you're absolutely seeing why Missouri is so bad against
that is
the run.
Brutal run defense.
9 plays, 84 yards. So far, you've had a drive of 89 yards and 84 yards. And you're up 3 touchdowns in the first quarter.
This is the worst run defense I've ever seen in the SEC. And that's going back to some of these, that 2013 A&M defense who was historically poor against the run. This is, I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. 3rd and 15 from the 21, and you get a 21-yard touchdown run where they don't touch him until he's inside the 5.
So, Bronny, A-Chain on this series alone, this possession alone, gains of 11, 20, 19,
Well, I guess the run defense is bad after contact if contact's happening downfield and then they run for another 60. Yeah.
So I was saying Devon Achane on that possession alone, gains of 11, 20, 19, and another 20-yard touchdown.
So what are his numbers for the game?
There. Well, based on that drive alone, he's got Devon Achane 6 carries for 68 yards. He's got an 11.4 average.
So A&M's rushing total?
147.
147 yards by the Aggies on the ground. There's 2 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the first. Missouri going to have a chance to return this kick. They're stuffed at the 13-yard line, 12-yard line. Tackle made by Edgerrin Cooper on special teams. You know, the line coming into the week was 7.5, and it moved to 11.5. And I was wondering what Vegas, you don't see that big of a jump unless there's an injury. I'm going, who on Mizzou is going to be injured that's going to have that kind of jump unless it's Bazelak? But maybe Vegas knew. They had to have known.
A lot of late money coming in on the Aggies. Someone finally looked at how bad Missouri is against the run and what Spiller and Achane can do on the ground, I guess.
GD says, so is this about 10% improved line play and 90% terrible defense? Sack by DeMarvin Leal. What a first quarter for the Aggies.
That's what I call a sack lunch.
Num, 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 num. You did it.
I did it. You told me to do it.
So is this about 10% improved line play, 90% terrible defense? I mean,
it's 50-50.
It's probably 50-50. I mean, A&M's definitely better up front than they have been. That offensive line playing as a gelled unit, much better. That's a coverage sack. Mizzou hands to, that's not Beatty. Uh-oh. He cut it back and got out the gate, and he got about a 25-yard gain, first down for Mizzou. Their backup tailback into the game.
Dude, those black sweatshirts with the script Aggies are kind of dope.
Jalen Jones gets sucked in and loses leverage, and Mizzou's able to pop it out the backside for a big gain to get out from the shadow of their own goal post all the way out to the A&M 26. Hand straight again, 2-yard gain. McKinley Jackson, DeMarvin Leal on the stop. That was Leal who had the sack. Good to see Shamar Turner back on the field after missing last week's game, maybe the last 2 weeks with looked like a lower leg injury.
147 rushing yards to 22. Wow.
2nd and 8 for Mizzou at the A&M 27. 28. Blitz. Bazelak throws, intercepted.
Antonio Johnson.
So Jalen Jones and Antonio Johnson, each with first quarter interceptions. Flag.
And
it looks like it's going to be a hold. If I look that replay up there. Yep.
No, he declined.
Hands of the face going to be declined. That's Connor Bazelak's second interception of the first quarter, and really could be his third if it weren't for a phantom pass interference call on Edgerrin Cooper earlier in the quarter. Delayed blitz, bad throw, duck, inside, not to his guy, late, telegraphed. Yikes, Connor Bazelak. Good play by Antonio Johnson, but look at this throw, Richard. It's literally, it's really good coverage. The ball shouldn't go to that guy because he's covered so well. So A&M starts at the Mizzou 30. Hand to Spiller. Runs to the outside, going to get about 5.
So 152 rushing yards in the first quarter.
47 ticks left in the first quarter. A&M will have to snap it again. Second and 6. Miles Prater says he's going to lanes. Do we want anything? Hand to Spiller. If you're going to lanes, they're going to something's going to come back. I saw the umpire here throw a flag. So a flag is going to negate another about 15-yard run by Isaiah Spiller. Miles, we'll take anything from lanes. We'll take, if anybody wants to be kind enough to bring us free food, Richard, we will not say no.
I'm back in school, and my parents told me when I went to college, don't ever refuse any.
They called it on Kenyon?
During college. Yeah, I guess so.
Holding call on Kenyon Green is going to move the Aggies back.
So last week, Bronny, this offensive line played extremely well against Alabama, didn't allow a single sack. They only had one penalty called against them, and it was a hold against Kenyon Green.
Whereas Jose Scott says, which freshman do y'all want to see if this thing keeps trending to be a blowout? I'd like to see LJ Johnson and Amari Daniels. I'd like to see Blake Boast.
Yule Keith.
Yep, Yule Keith Brown. And that'll end the quarter after the penalty. So A&M will start the second quarter up 21-0. Having had 2 interceptions, they've rushed for over 150 yards.
151 rushing yards.
151 rushing yards in the first quarter for Texas A&M. So for those of you that were worried about a slow start in Columbia, an 11 o'clock kick against a very mediocre football team that does have some good skill players, you can exhale now.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good start. I'm having fun.
I think you've got to try to play Boast if you can, because you've got to get him some kind of reps.
I mean,
he's your backup for the rest of the year.
Look, if this thing continues the way it is, he's going to get some reps.
Yeah, no question.
But I mean, it would always be good to get your backup quarterback some playing time. Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. But as far as quarterback players I want to see, that I'm intrigued in seeing, I mean, Amari Daniels, Yule Keith Brown, heard a lot about. I'd like to see him continue getting Moose work.
Mm-hmm.
And Devin Price. I'd like to see him continue to get some work. Yeah, it wouldn't be bad to get your second offensive line out there.
Yeah, maybe Wyckoff, Remington Strickland, Trey Zune, Jordan Moko.
Just keep rotating them in, man. Experience is so the answer to that question is everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you're hopefully in a spot
all the depth.
Yep. Playing all those guys.
And just stay healthy.
Be interesting to see, some of those freshmen that are dressing out and on the sidelines at home, they don't travel with the team. The travel roster's cut down a little bit. So be interested to see who traveled. Maybe you get an Albert Regis on the field.
Not bad. The name I tend to forget about.
Mm-hmm.
Out of LaPorte.
Jason Howell has a text. Whoever runs the TexAgs Twitter, can you tell them that East St. Louis is in Illinois? Antonio Johnson is from East St. Louis, Illinois. It's kind of like there's a Kansas City, Kansas, and a Kansas City, Missouri. Richard, can you not open those kind of text messages in front of me?
Calm down.
You sly little dog, you.
No, dude.
What are you doing while you're working? Chad, I won't tell you what I just saw on Richard's phone. But Richard's working while he's working, if you know what I'm saying. Richard's always working in that sense.
Yeah.
Michael Brennan says, hope we see Jordan Gilbert play a lot during the second half. It's going to be very good. Jordan's been on the field. He's on kick return, kick coverage. He's been a bunch of special teams. Played a little bit at safety. Some of my 2022 baseball players are playing today in front of a bunch of junior colleges, and I'm getting text about that. So got to help my guys out even when I'm doing the football stuff. All right, here we go. Starting the second quarter. A&M at the Mizzou 36. It says 2nd and 6, but surely that means 2nd and 16, doesn't it, Richard?
Yes, definitely. 2nd and 16.
Hand to Spiller, dances. That might have been a face mask, but tackled at the line of scrimmage.
They've made some additions to Faroe Field since the last time A&M's played there.
They got to do something about the rocks. It's just not a great look.
That's their. I got a text message saying that thing, man.
I got a text message saying that, and they're right on TV. Mizzou's field looks very high schoolish. It always has. Mizzou with a man down. So A&M with a run for no gain. They've had, 2 of those and then 1 negative run. Everything else has been double-digit runs just about. MCP says Richard's looking at his OnlyFans girls.
No. No.
They caught you. The chat caught you. Said, they put in quotes, yeah, then flips phone screen side down.
Screen side up.
He's already locked it, so I can't see it again. I'm not hating, Richard. You're a young single man.
Sure. Just had to.
You did that on purpose.
No, I did not.
I mean, it was where I could see it.
I did not. I'm trying to keep my phone over here, and I'm looking.
Chat.
It's literally nothing.
Let's see what happens here. Spiller gets called a little dancing. I wish Mike could have given that to Demas on the jet sweep. So one of Mizzou's defensive linemen will be helped off. Aggies facing a 3rd and 16 now. Last time they had a 3rd and long, it was a 50-50 ball to Jalen Weidemeyer that they got a first down on due to a pass interference. Calzada drops back, throws to the near side.
He dropped it. Jalen Preston.
Throw was low. Jalen Preston tried to go down there and grab it and unable to come up with it. It would have been a really nice catch if he was able to hold on. It would have been short of the first down, but potentially put you in field goal position. Seth Small is trotting on. This is going to be a really long kick. I'm wondering what the wind's like there.
What is this? So they're going to snap it from the 36?
54, 53.5-yard field goal. $53-yard attempt. It's got the direction. It is well short.
Wow. I'm not so sure I like that call.
I don't know what the wind's doing. So A&M misses a field goal short.
It's a really good field position for Mizzou now. They're best of the day. Not that they've been able to do anything offensively.
The line was good. The flags on the top of the goalpost look like they're blowing from right to left there in that shot.
Also, Seth Small, really good inside 40, but Caden Davis has an absolute cannon.
Yep, people in the chat are asking about Caden. Forrest Jenkins said the wind was right in his face. The ball came off really well.
Yeah. And I like Seth Small, man. I'm a big Seth Small fan.
Good throw and catch. That was Mizzou's best play of the game in terms of design and execution. 9-yard gain.
I don't want it to sound like I was disparaging Seth, but by any means there. I think he's a good player. Good guy, too. And he is your guy.
Yeah, he's been sensational. 2nd and 1, Mizzou, hand to Beatty. He'll plunge forward for 2 yards. You got Fadil Diggs on the field for the Aggies. So Mizzou picks up their 3rd first down of the first half. A&M leads 21-0 here in the second quarter. 13:36 to go. Another hand to Beatty. He bounces. This kid's a good runner, man. He's just playing behind a not real talented offensive line. Got a flag down. A hold on Mizzou. Back him up 10. A&M interior defensive line doing a good job winning at the line of scrimmage. It's forced Beatty to bounce some of these runs. more than he'd like. That Mizzou offensive lineman's got the bar down the middle of his face mask. That's old school.
It's pretty cool.
Dalton, did you have that? I had that in middle school. I was a tight end, and they gave me a face mask with a bar down the middle. So when I would go to try to catch the ball, my eyes would go cross, and I would see nothing but that bar. Screen, well read. You ain't getting away from Michael Clemens.
That is one scary dude. Michael Clemens.
You know what I always say?
Did you see that picture of him and Donnie Hall this week? Oh, Richard, good Lord.
You know, like I always say, first of all, really good quick pressure by DeMarvin Leal just blew the timing of that play up from the get-go. But if Michael Clemens walked in here and wanted to take your arms off of your body,
he'd rip them off my body and beat me with them.
You'd have no
and I'd have to say thank you. It's like Dalton says, when he comes in here, does interviews, you just look at Michael Clemens, and it's crazy to say Michael Clemens is younger than me, younger than Dalton, and we just look at him and want to say, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mizzou completes a short pass on 2nd and 27.
That's Dalton's line, though. He gets mad, and I take credit for his joke. So that's Dalton's joke.
Saying everybody yes, say, good joke, Dalton.
Good joke, Dalton.
Good joke, Dalton. 3rd and 20. Yep.
How many plays in the playbook do you think Eli Drinkowitz has for 3rd and 20?
A&M looking like they're going to show. They're showing pressure. Leon backs away. They're bringing one. It's a quick screen. Going to have to go tackle. There's a hold on Eric Young. Yep, there's a flag. They held Eric Young there to get the edge in space. That was get the ball out quick and see if we can block it up down the field. But see if A&M's going to decline this.
I would.
About a gain of 8 or 9. It'd be 4th and 11 from around midfield. I would too, because you always have that chance if you move them back and give them another shot at the down. Yeah, they're going to decline it. You give them another shot at the down, you get something like a pass interference or defensive holding, gets them a free first down.
The 3rd punt of the game.
Dalton, no name calling, please.
What did he say?
I don't know if he's talking to us or the chat, but he called us lummoxes. Is lummoxes the plural of lummox, or is it lummoxi?
It's got to be lummoxes.
A&M comes after the punt. Doesn't get there. Nice catches it.
Out of bounds. They should take over around the 20. Yeah.
Yep. A&M will start right at the 20. Auburn up 14-3 on Arkansas. What other games we looking at? Oh, no. Forrest Jenkins. I'm not going to read. I'll let you read it.
Forrest Jenkins, Braves in 6. Hey, man, I respect the Braves. I love me some Freddie Freeman.
They're not beating the Dodgers. They're not deep enough.
I mean, I like the Braves a lot. I mean, whoever wins the National League Championship Series will have my full support in the World Series.
Duh.
So I'm saying that even if it's the Braves.
What scores are we looking at here?
You can't hate.
Dalton says
you can't hate Freddie Freeman.
LSU using voodoo magic in Baton Rouge. LSU winning?
Oh, dude, I'm trying to write about this.
Let me get my scores up here pulled up. Uh, 7-6 LSU in the second quarter. 10-3 Texas second quarter. Michigan State up 7-6 second quarter. Cincinnati up 4. Cincinnati's schedule is a joke the rest of the way. They're going to end up in the playoff.
I don't hate that either. I mean, I don't think Cincinnati's great. I don't think they're a playoff team, but the group of 5, as they're called, has been clamoring for this first bid to the playoff, and they're finally going to get it. And I don't think they're going to like what they.
They may, because who's the second best team in the country? Iowa?
Alabama?
Well, right, but are they going
to? So here's
who's going to be the number 2 seed is what I'm asking.
if Alabama wins out and wins the SEC championship, Alabama will be the top team in the country going into the playoff. And Georgia, even though they will have the loss the week before, would be the number 2 team in the country because I don't see the Bulldogs losing.
And I could see Bama losing again. I could see him losing to Georgia in the title game too. But I'm saying, like, let's say it's not Bama. Who's going to be the 2 seed?
Whoever wins the Big Ten, which will if Alabama loses,
I don't think it's going to be Iowa. I think
it's not going to be Iowa. Iowa's going to lose 2 games.
All right, A&M starting 1st and 10 at their own 20.
And you know who's going to win the Big Ten.
Hand to A-Chain, stood up at the line of scrimmage. So Mizzou showing a little spine here on defense. Definitely done a better job, a more concerted effort to put bodies around the line of scrimmage and clog up the A&M running lanes that had A&M to the tune of 150 in the first quarter. Arc motion from Chase Lane, snap back to Calzada, got the wheel route, forces one into to Weidemeyer, incomplete.
A-Chain was covered pretty well.
Early on, he had A-Chain. I just wonder if they could come back to that and stop him instead of running him down the field.
Oh, yeah, voodoo magic. Is this the Cookie Monster's last stand?
You'll see a replay right over here. See if he throws this ball to A-Chain now.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 10 for A&M.
But I also think that route's designed for him to get lost by the secondary and just have an easy pitch and catch as a check down, maybe. Even though it's a check down 40 yards down the field.
Good throw.
Wow.
Good catch.
Chase Lane.
See if they take a look. Like he's bobbling that as he went out of bounds. But if it stands, it'll be a 12-yard gain and an A&M first down on 3rd and 10.
You're about to see it. Oh, yeah, he is. But I don't think he ever loses control. What does Dalton think? Dalton's our rules expert. He's our Pereira, right?
Jimbo was not happy. He was trying to get that ball snapped way quicker than it did. And if this is ruled not a catch, this is on Chase. That ball should be caught.
Yeah, that's a bobble. It's not a catch. Nice hands there, Devon.
That's probably going to be an incomplete pass.
I would think so, too.
That bobble is going to cost A&M a first down.
Yeah, can't have those.
I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to see. I don't know that the ball's moving. I don't know, man. Well, it's probably going to be overturned. And it looks like they're taking notes to put time back on the clock. Yeah, this is going to be overturned. There's no reason for them to be taking notes if the play was going to stand. So Chase made a really good catch earlier, and this is going to result in what amounts as a drop.
Have you ever been to Columbia?
No.
You ever been to Missouri?
Yes. Been to Missouri plenty of times. So A&M with their first 3 and out of the day.
What for?
A lot of baseball stuff. Played a whole summer in Joplin. Then I've coached in Joplin and Springfield and all over like the southern Missouri area.
Springfield Cardinals, AA affiliate still, yes. Right? Used to be in the Texas League way back when.
So A&M, after scoring in their first 3 possessions, has a missed field goal and a 3 and out in their last 2.
Got to credit Missouri for making some adjustments, stopping the run, first and foremost.
Mizzou with a lot of guys crowded around the line of scrimmage. They saw Bama block a punt from about this range last week. They're coming. Constantino gets it off and gets off a rocket. It's dropped and covered up by the Mizzou return man.
If he doesn't drop that ball, he's got a lot of room to make a move and a return.
Ball, it was kicked far, but it was kicked low. Be good for the net for Constantino, and they'll go to commercial.
47 yards officially to the Mizzou 33.
Watching the replay, Deuce Harmon on punt coverage.
Yeah.
Connor Choate down there. Nearly came up with that muffed punt. Oh, man. What's for lunch, chat? And how are you taking in your college football Saturday? I hope you're somewhere comfortable with your feet up. Had a long week. Yesterday, I drove a lot of miles. Thursday night, I had baseball practice here in town and then got on the road at about 9:15, 9:30. Got into my parents' house in Nederland after midnight. Woke up early, ran some errands down there, got my workout in. Then went to Bryce Anderson's Under Armour All-American jersey presentation in Beaumont. From there, I went over to Missouri City and checked in at Fort Bend Marshall for a little while. From there, I went to see Cy Park versus Bridgeland, a Connor Wigman-less Bridgeland. He played about 10 snaps, but was clearly still hurting from that hamstring injury. I bet he was maybe 40%. Tried to give it a go in some spot action and just couldn't do it. Cy Park ends up running away from Bridgeland 35-13, and then got back here into College Station after the game after midnight. So last 24 hours have been spent a lot of time in my Tahoe. So I'm a little low energy this morning. I need are you waving at Alyssa Lang? Is that who was texting you?
No. Not even close.
Okay. Never know with you.
She's good at what she does.
Alan's having barbecue sausage sandwiches. That sounds good. Real Talk 76 says chicken wangs.
What about chicken thighs?
I do love chicken thighs. I've eaten 2 pounds before.
I know. I've heard the story.
If you listen to Billy.
I've heard the story. So tell the story.
No.
Yes.
It's typically Billy and Bella. I got 2 pounds of chicken thighs because at the time I was on that all meat diet. And I was just going to eat a couple of them for lunch and bring the rest of them home. And really smart shopping if you think about it. And so I did that, and I should have known that I was at lunch with Billy, so it would be the subject matter for endless ridicule and insane embellishment. The way he tells it sounds like I had, a whole Tahoe full of pans of chicken thighs.
I think that's the way it actually went, man. He's right. Billy's never wrong.
In his mind. Basilak keeps.
First time we've seen him do that today.
I was on 2nd and 10 after a no gain on first down. DeMarvin Leal with another tackle. 3rd and 6 Mizzou. Here they come with this tempo that they've been. Well, they're slowed down a little bit. That tempo didn't work for them well in the first quarter on 3rd down.
I think they need to slow it down. They need to get their best play call and their best people on the field rather than trying to take advantage of A&M's not being in position.
Jose Scott, I do think Wigman will be held out next week. I think he'll be held out for the next couple of weeks.
They're going to the playoffs, right?
Yes. Oh. Blitz, Leon, slant, thrown behind, got a tackle.
That was a really good jump catch off the line by Tyree Johnson. He just didn't get home.
Really good catch.
Watch this play. Watch Tyree fire off the ball.
Mizzou converts on 3rd and 5. They're around midfield. Good catch.
I watched 3 get this jump. What is this?
So first play of the day coming up in A&M territory, maybe for Mizzou. So it will be. 1st and 10 Mizzou on A&M side of the 50 for the first time.
Did they not get to the A&M side of the 50 on that first drive when they threw the pick? They got around midfield.
No,
they got around midfield, but never
run
across.
To Beatty, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. A&M. I'm going to tell you what, Isaiah Rakes hasn't made a lot of tackles, but he's forced Tyler Beatty to run some bubbles and run some, not hit the hole he's wanting to hit, and it's forced him to bounce some runs into the waiting arms of his teammates. Isaiah Rakes off to a good start today. And McKinley Jackson
on that tackle, the reigning SEC co-defensive lineman of the week, 2 sacks last week against Bama. So A&M has had 1 rushing yard.
That's a hold.
Nice play by Jalen Jones. Are you kidding me?
This should be offsetting, though. Watch the offensive lineman here on the bottom. Watch what he does to Tyree Johnson. He dives at his legs and then grabs his leg.
They all go cut blocks.
Maybe I'm seeing things. You're going to pass interference on Jalen Jones.
That's bad.
Yes, he does grab him by the leg.
Can't do that. This is pretty weak.
I don't know. That's a pretty good job of coverage. He's in a trail position. Ball's thrown to the inside. They didn't show us a great replay on that. So Mizzou at the A&M 31. Hand to Beatty. He breaks the free. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. What a run by Tyler Beatty. So Mizzou with a little bit of life here in the middle of the second quarter. 32-yard run by Tyler Beatty.
One of the best backs in the SEC. You hear the play-by-play. It's the 3rd best back in this game.
He runs through a arm tackle of Jalen Jones, and then him and Damani Richardson fight with each other all the way into the end zone. Jalen Jones just whiffs in the hole. Tackle should have been made for about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Jalen doesn't leverage it right. Only throws a hand at him. Beatty runs through it and into the end zone. Well, Mizzou back in it. A&M offense has been non-productive for the last couple of possessions, and gave Mizzou an opportunity to give themselves belief in this game for a little bit.
I'll take a water, please. Thank you.
Hey, chat, Dalton's taking orders. Anybody want anything from upstairs? I don't want a spritzer. I'll take a spritzer at halftime. We have these, they're
sparkling waters. Yeah.
They're delicious.
Brawny's a lemon lime.
I do like the lemon lime. I like the orange one.
Dalton's a watermelon guy.
I don't know that I like anything watermelon flavored other than watermelon.
It's a good answer.
It's kind of like banana. I don't know. Banana's a little bit. I like things flavored, but it's kind of similar. Grape. Do you like anything banana. Grape flavored? I like grape jelly.
Grape jelly. Grape soda's pretty good.
I don't mind it. It's a little medicinal.
The grape jelly ranchers. I like the grape G2 Gatorade. It's pretty good.
Okay. Richard's a purple Gatorade guy.
Not often though, because it makes your mouth weird colors. Don't like that.
Dalton does not deliver to Tyler. We're lucky that Dalton delivers to downstairs.
Usually it's Richard delivering to downstairs.
LSU 14, Florida 6.
Okay.
Indiana 9.
Rob Gronkowski is in every commercial.
No, he's not. You know who's in every commercial?
Who?
Shaq.
The two of them are in every commercial. And then you got Jimbo Fisher.
Marty and McGee. Those two guys there.
Those guys are cool.
You know, I listen to the pod. They talk about those two guys. If you guys aren't listening to the pod, it's Pat McAfee's Crew. Without Pat McAfee, they film once a week. It airs on Tuesdays on Apple Music, Spotify, and on YouTube. I suggest watching the YouTube version because some of the stuff they do you need to see instead of hear. But they do a really good impression of Marty and McGee. They talk about if aliens ever come to Earth, that's who it needs to be in the greeting party is Marty and McGee.
Definitely Marty Smith.
And he's going, hey, that spaceship there's got a Mississippi State lining in it. I like that. Clanger, Dalton. Clang. Grape soda is underrated. I disagree. Shaq is in everything.
Yeah, but Shaq's funny.
Shaq's hilarious. I love Shaq.
So you're not a hockey guy at all. But so the NHL
What's your girl Alyssa Lang eating
What
here?
is she? It looks like they're eating something from that Haas's place that they're showing coming back in. So the NHL's back on TNT, or on TNT for the first time. They're the same people who do the NBA coverage. Opening night of NHL on TNT, they had Charles Barkley, who's also in everything, sitting next to Wayne Gretzky, who is not a small human being. And Chuck makes him look...
Well, Chuck is shrunk.
Look tiny. Like, Bronny, look at this picture I got of this.
Hand to Spiller to the outside. He gets 14. A&M going back to the ground.
Look at that.
Wow.
Gretzky's 6 foot. Like, he's not huge, but he's not tiny.
When Chuck gets on that set next to Shaq, he looks small.
Everybody looks small next to Shaq. It's like Donnie Hall. Donnie Hall next to Lexi Hudson looks like Sully from Monsters, Inc. Donnie Hall next to...
Good call.
Michael
Little Cheese says Peyton Manning seems to be in everything. He is.
Yeah, but I like Peyton
Isaiah
Manning
pops
too.
again. Oh, nearly squirted through there. Gets 5.5 or 6. A&M changed a little bit of stuff there with their running game. Looks like they're finding some more success after going dormant. They are nearing midfield after 2 handoffs to Isaiah Spiller. Ooh, Forrest Jenkins with the hottest take of the day.
What'd he say?
Alyssa Lang greater than Laura Rutledge.
No comment.
To each his own. To each his own. Richard's got a shot with both of them. Hand to Spiller.
In an alternate universe, yes. Not in this one.
I think Damon Demas could have maybe blocked the guy that made the tackle. I don't think he knew the play was coming behind him. Texas up 17-3.
You're absolutely right. He could have made the tackle. It was pretty bad. 17-3?
Yep.
Over Oklahoma State?
I told you.
No, so we were talking about that. Were we on air when we were talking about that?
Yes.
Yeah, I see it going either way. Congratulations to the Longhorns celebrating their biggest home victory of the year. They're not going to have
Oklahoma
a bigger
State's
game.
not good, man.
They're not going to have a bigger game, though. That schedule stinks.
3rd and 6, A&M. Their own 44. Flag.
Nope.
There is.
Nope. I didn't see it.
It wasn't a great throw by Zach. He got little happy feet, stepped up in the pocket and threw a missile, but that guy is all over Jalen Preston. Yep, absolutely. Pass interference.
I didn't see it.
You watch the replay there? He's all over his back.
I just missed the entire play. I'm not saying I missed the call or didn't think it wasn't a pass interference. I just missed the entire thing.
LSU about to go up 21-6. Look at he's all over him, Richard. Hands around him.
Yeah. When the flag came in, it landed perfectly on the yellow part of the logo.
A&M across midfield. Anias Smith in motion. Throwing it to a wide open A-Chain who catches it. Oh, he can't keep his balance. Throw was kind of high and away from him, Richard. It forced him into a back pedal.
Yeah, Calzada hasn't been on. He hadn't had his touch today.
Look, he hit him. If he just throws it inside instead of outside, Devon, it forces him to go into a back pedal and he can't keep his feet. Still a huge catch and huge chunk of yards for the Aggies now inside the Missouri 25, down all the way to the 22.
Under 6 minutes to play in the half.
Sling it out here to Spiller. He gets about 11.
You were talking about not seeing A-Chain drop the ball very much. Spiller's extremely underrated as a pass catcher.
He is.
You saw it last week in a big play with that 17-yard floater that Calzada dropped in. Oh, wow. Watching this highlight of LSU. I mean, to be fair, Florida's got good uniforms.
Those are heinous.
They deserve to lose for
you
wearing
wear all
orange.
Orange. It's heinous. Why are we in a pause here?
Orange is an ugly color.
Calzada have an issue with his? Oh, no. Mizzou player down. Calzada is seeing the medical staff about something on his hand, looks like.
Sounded like Dalton yelled corn.
GD says, whose fault is that, Zach's or H? I don't know if it's anybody's fault.
I mean, you went for 25 yards on the play?
Yeah.
It's hard to say that anybody's at fault. I know you probably should have had a touchdown there, but yeah, it's hard to say anybody's in trouble.
He hit his open guy. It's just ball placement wasn't perfect. If Devon doesn't have to start backpedaling.
Mm-hmm.
So A&M looking to answer after Mizzou's first touchdown of the day. A&M inside the Tiger 15-yard line. 1st and 10. They can get a first down just outside the 2. Anias, Jalen Preston, and Damon Demas at receiver. Hand to the near side to A-Chain. Gets about a yard. Excuse me. Spiller. Excuse me. Having this other TV, you get a quick look at the replay.
Dalton sets us up well, man. Jameer Johnson rocking the cowboy collar. I love it.
2nd and 9 for the Aggies. A-Chain back into the game. Max right. So we got a 2 tight set. Chase Lane and Anias to the top side. Chase Lane in motion. Calzada on the roll. Throws to the back of the end zone. Caught.
Anias.
Touchdown, Anias Smith. Really good throw. Rolling to his left. Gets his shoulder square. Anias in the corner of the end zone. When you let Anias Smith run around that long, there's nobody in the country that is going to be able to stay with him. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Zach Calzada is probably his best throw of the day, Zaner. What you think?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, this is kind of one of the things that they did last week against Alabama. They moved the pocket around, got him outside, got him to roll out there. He throws well on the run. He's got the reputation as being the better pocket presence, the pocket passer, but he's good outside on those rollouts. Seen it a few times last week and then again there. And you mentioned it, Anias Smith. Nobody in the country is going to hang with.
4 touchdowns in 6 quarters for Anias. Been right in the middle of this A&M season when he needed to get hot. He's been exceptionally good. So the Aggies answer.
Look at the Yale boys.
Yeah, and they answer right there in the corner of the stadium where the A&M crowd is located.
$11-yard touchdown pass. That drive, 7 plays, 75 yards.
Micheladas? These micheladas are going through me. Shouldn't have broken the seal. Well, at least they're coming out the front. Dalton, do you like micheladas? I can't hear him.
I didn't hear him either.
Dalton, let us know in the chat whether you like micheladas. 17-10 Texas, so Oklahoma State scored. Dalton says, I like any free beer product.
Michelada is not a beer, Dalton.
Why do you have that look on your face? You get disgusted with him? When Dalton has bad takes, do you get mad at him?
He gets mad when
For those of y'all that don't know, Dalton and Richard live together.
Dude, Dalton trying to watch postseason baseball with Dalton Hughes in the house is
he's
nightmare.
Trolling you
because he's trying to troll me, and I'm not in the mood to be trolled. Because at one point he's like, "Why do they swing at pitches that aren't in the strike zone?"
Well, he does because he knows you're over there in the fetal position, wrapped in a blanket with only your eyes visible,
dude.
Tunnel vision on the TV.
We stressing out here.
What time's that game start?
It's a night game. It's 8:07. TBS.
I wonder how. Going back and forth across the country, both those teams as it gets later in the series. 21-6
They
LSU.
have the travel days.
What is happening? Mizzou's going to have a chance to return the kick again. Stumbles. Gosh. So that's 2 kick returns for Mizzou where they haven't reached the 15-yard line. Of course, there's the players that A&M has running down on kick coverage now. There was a time when they weren't, there was some issues with kick coverage in terms of the caliber of athlete you were running down the field. And now I'm looking at the kick coverage team and I'm seeing Jordan Gilbert, Antonio Doyle, Deuce Harmon, Jalen Preston, high caliber athletes covering kicks for A&M now. 1st and 10 Mizzou at their own 14-yard line.
They go back to the ground. You mentioned that special team stuff. They've asked Jimbo Fisher about it a lot, about how many of his starters and his star players he wants playing on special teams. And he says, we want our best athletes on the field all the time. So he doesn't mind having his best guys out there.
4 minutes and 20 seconds, clock moving in the second quarter. Aggies up 28-7. Mizzou facing a 2nd and 9. Empty backfield for Connor Bazelak. Little inside shovel read by DeMarvin Leal. I like that play design.
I like all of it. The good play design by the Tigers and DeMarvin Leal showing why he's such a smart player. May have been a
Darius Jones.
Oh, yes, the Jimbo Jig.
It was a Darius Jones who snuffed out that shovel pass. DeMarvin helped out.
The Jimbo Jig.
They brought Tyler Beatty in motion, little jet sweep motion, faked it to him, then went a little inside shovel. That's a really good play design by Eli Drinkwitz.
It doesn't always look like that guy's got the moves that'll burn down the dance floor, but he definitely does. Jimbo Fisher.
People in the chat saying micheladas are beer. Blitz from A&M. Damani Richardson.
Then I apologize for being wrong.
Oh, that was a good throw by Bazelak after some real pressure in his face. Hits a sliding receiver in the hands, but unable to hold on. It gives a stiff arm to Damani Richardson. Throws a wobbler, but, man, that should be caught. That's a pretty good play by Bazelak.
Yeah, so a michelada is a Mexican drink made with beer, lime juice, and assorted sauces, often chili-based, spices, tomato juice, and chili peppers. So you learned something new. I apologize. I was wrong.
Clip that, Dalton. You're going to want to save that. Richard admitting that he was wrong.
Shoot him, Dalton. Shoot that guy.
You can't point to anybody and say that. Mizzou's going to punt. Anias with a fair catch. Ooh, little bobble. Fair catch made at the A&M 42, 43-yard line. So A&M will have it. 2 timeouts remaining, 3 minutes and 14 seconds. See if the Aggies can go down and get points because they'll get the ball to start the second half and you'll be able to steal a possession.
My dad is so mad.
What's he angry about?
Dave Roberts just announced that Corey Knievel's going to start tonight.
Again?
He's a bullpen arm. Who cares?
Right.
Shortening
Tom Anderson,
the game.
You're right, Tom. The Astros play at 2:30, and that is important.
The most important game of the day is number 3 Michigan versus number 1 Minnesota State in college hockey.
Hand to A-Chain at the 50, 40, getting crowded around. They're still Layden Robinson came and moved everybody. Layden Robinson just moved about 1,000 pounds of human 3 yards forward.
Watch him come in. Foster's in there too. Well, look at these guys. Look at Foster's like, oh, let's go.
Bryce Foster, and then when Layden hits it. A&M has rushed for 189 yards in the first half. Hand to A-Chain again. He'll get about 4. That was a little slower developing handoff.
A-Chain is closing in on 100 yards. Spiller's already over 100 for the day.
So the Aggies may have a pair of 100-yard rushers in the first half, depending on how this drive goes. Clock moving. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. A&M snapping the ball from the Mizzou 34. With the way the wind's blowing, you don't feel comfortable with a field goal from here. Play action. Throw to a Watermeyer. Bounces off a man.
Dude, I don't think you're going to have to worry about it.
Don't say anything. You're bad about this stuff.
I've not taken my hat off. Hat stays on.
Hat stays on.
First and 10 at the 28.
They didn't have the yellow line on the field, so I wasn't sure if A&M moved the chains, but they do. Super zoomed in shot from the SEC network. Zach going deep.
Oh.
Intercepted. Good call, Richard.
I repent.
Tried to force a throw into A-Chain at the goal line. He had Watermeyer as a check down. Safety undercuts it. Mizzou returns it out to about the 34-yard line. There is a flag down. Maybe Mizzou's going to get hit with a hold during this return. So after Richard says we won't have to worry about a field goal, he was right.
I was right. Thank you for mentioning that I was right. I'm just upset that how I was right.
Ball's underthrown. A-Chain has to stop and wait for it, and it gives the Mizzou safety time to undercut the route. Zach put a little bit too much air under it. He's got a fantastic arm. May want to drill that one in. But took a shot, had an open. Look at Watermeyer here on the check down.
Mm-hmm.
Had Watermeyer open for about a 5 or 6 yard gain. You can continue to move it. But he chose to try to get one into his playmaker A-Chain, and it is intercepted. And now the chat is after Richard. Just like last week whenever
rightfully so, okay? Yes. I'm an idiot. Yes, I need to shut up. Yes, you're right. Thank you, chat.
This is one of the things that you got to deal with when Richard's on stream. You need to get a cattle prod and zap Zane. I wish I had one.
Alan Hurd, I don't know who you are, but that sounds mean.
Well, if A&M, Mizzou snapped it quick, A&M can call timeout here. Let's see if they do it. They do not.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. So, Mizzou's going to face 3rd and 4 with 58 seconds remaining in the half. Good play by Andre White. See what Mizzou chooses to do here. A&M still has 1 timeout remaining.
If we're talking about their stadium looking high school, these band uniforms look high school too. Yikes.
And good for Mizzou getting in the SEC when they did. And listen, they won the SEC East, twice early on? And Gary Pinkel was there.
13 and 14.
But it is not a great culture. You don't think South in north central Missouri.
Not north central, is it? How far north is Columbia?
It's further north than Springfield. You looking it up?
I am looking it up. I would say it's like central.
Okay.
See, it's like that's a little more north.
It's north central Missouri.
But when I think north, I think of the top of the state. Not
in the northern half and in the center part of Missouri. 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. They put 3 seconds back on the clock. See if A&M can get a stop, get the ball back. They throw
Texas
it to Beatty.
Is in the northern hemisphere. Maybe they're in the north.
First down for Mizzou. Swing pass to Tyler Beatty. He gets about 5, 6, and moves the sticks.
Hey, what did that say?
Zane arguing geography.
Hey, Zane, what happened to calls?
Nearly a sack.
Oh, so I'll answer that question. The guy, River Kid, 2006. Yeah, so Cole Kubalik hasn't been doing In the Trenches with us on TexAgs Radio this year because he's got his own radio show weekday mornings with Greg McElroy,
which is more important.
Yeah.
All right, so Mizzou converts on that 3rd down, and now they are at their own 38, facing a 2nd and 2 with 49 seconds remaining. They have 3 timeouts. Let's see what Drinkwitz wants to do. Incomplete. Good coverage by Jalen Jones.
That last chat right there. Want me to blow your mind? I think Detroit, Michigan is further east than Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm checking that. I got my maps app right here. It is.
Boom.
You don't think about it that way, do you?
Ever so
third, it's gonna be, they got the graphics wrong. It's 3rd and 2 for Missouri. Snap. Give to Beatty. He is short. See if A&M calls a timeout. A&M will not call a timeout. Mizzou doesn't have to snap it.
A&M gets the ball to start the second half, right?
They do. Reno is west of LA. Y'all could just be making stuff up. And I believe
that's right, too. Don't get Brawny started on Reno. Yeah. It's not really close either.
It's one of the greatest country songs of the last 40 years. Doug Supernaw, you know where he's from?
Bryan, Texas?
Bryan, Texas. R.I.P. Doug.
The only reason I know Doug Supernaw is from Bryan, Texas, is because you've told me about 20 times.
Right. Maybe, potentially the greatest opening line to any country song ever. Couldn't roll me a 7 if you gave me loaded dice.
This is the best opening half of football that the Aggies have played this year.
A&M's played well. Missouri's been brutal. You little bad taste in your mouth in the half with the interception. A&M had a chance to really just put the game away. But you feel good where the Aggies are at going into the locker room, 28-7. They've rushed for, 200 yards? Here comes Dalton for his halftime appearance. Said the crowd is booing the Mizzou offense. More geography talk. It is further from Orange, Texas to El Paso than El Paso to LA. Is that true? It's 837 miles from Orange to El Paso.
Why do you know that off the top of your head?
Because there's a sign that says it.
Really?
Yeah, when you get into Orange on I-10. It says Beaumont, 30.
What are you doing in Orange?
I'm always in. That's my people, Dalton. What are you talking about? I was just in Little Cypress, Mauriceville a couple of weeks ago. We've descended into full-blown geography hell.
It's a 28-7 game at noon on a Saturday morning.
28-7 at half in Como. What do you want us to do? I do. What about turning on? I guess all these games are going to be at half. Texas up 17-13.
So that's the game on Fox, right?
Yes.
What's the Texas game?
But all these games are going to be at about half.
Yeah, but Fox always staggers their kick a little bit more than the ESPN games.
Let's get some halftime stats, Zaner.
Halftime stats?
Just for A&M. I don't care about Missouri.
Just for the Aggies? All right,
so Calzada, 8 of 15 for 86 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an INT.
Yep. That's a 53% completion percentage for a rating of 132.2. Spiller 10 carries for 102. A-Chain 9 carries for 91. Weidermeyer.
So both backs averaging about 10 yards a carry.
How about this? Anias Smith only has 2 catches for 13 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you get on the mic?
Total yards, A&M 240.
I don't like your attitude today, Dalton.
Yeah, hey, Dalton.
Are you mad because he spilt your drink? If you'd had your Sonic drink,
man.
Would you be in a better mood?
Why'd you got to bring that up? I got this Dr. Pepper stain on my pants.
What? Okay. Pause.
Phrasing?
That was funny because I heard from inside the studio. I was in here putting pictures on the site and getting an interview ready, and I didn't even know he was pulled up. And then I hear expletive. Actually, I heard like a splat. Then I heard expletives, and I looked to my left, and there's Zane looking down at the ground. So I said, I don't know what he dropped, but I need to go get this documentation of this.
Did you save that video?
No.
Just
sent it to
some
VIPs.
The VIPs, as in the
Auburn up 14-10 at half.
The city council of Hot Dog City. Do you still want stats here, Bronny, or are we done with this?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Total yards, A&M 279 to 144. Passing yards, 86 to 73 in A&M's favor. On the ground, A&M 193 to Missouri 71 yards. Missouri has committed 6 penalties for 53 yards and losses. That is a lot. A&M is averaging 8.2 yards per play.
To Mizzou's
4. Yards per completion, 10.8. Yards per rush, 10.2.
Pretty efficient day for the Aggies so far.
Surprisingly, Missouri's got the edge in time of possession, 15:29 to 14:31.
Tyke Sealock says we still look pretty sloppy. Mizzou is terrible. I don't know if A&M looks sloppy. They look engaged and focused. Mizzou is bad.
Playing as good as they can to the level of it.
How about this, Bronny?
Apparently the wind is really bad. They said that the people in the chat said Zach's interception hung up to the wind right in the face when they're going that direction.
Sideline report tomorrow, women in sports.
Jamie Maury, should we FaceTime her on the stream?
Yeah.
Did you FaceTime her?
Yeah. Hey, Edgerrin Cooper's leading all tacklers with 6. 5 of them solo stops.
MD Dunn wants to know, is the DP staying in the front or the back, Richard?
All down my jeans.
Chairs, by the way.
That was Tres Leche's juice. Richard really is. He's trying to FaceTime Jamie Moore, who's on the sideline.
What do you think the percentages are that she answers?
She's shooting pictures for TexAgs in Columbia today. Richard's trying to get her on stream on a FaceTime. GD is asking for drink recipes.
Yeah. Vodka.
Dalton says vodka and lime and a glass or solo cup.
What about any ice or no? Oh, she said no.
Duh.
I guess she wants to work or whatever.
He's a dark and stormy, dark rum and ginger beer. Isn't that what? Don't they make that in Jamaica? Yeah. Am I wrong? I thought Jamaica is very famous for some kind of
weed.
Yes, rum, yes, weed, but I'm talking about like a ginger beer or some kind of ginger soda.
Let's ask Alex Parker.
Alex Parker's probably never been to Jamaica.
I don't believe it.
In her own mind, she's been a lot of places. How about they're showing the A-Chain touchdown run? It was 3rd and 15, Dalton. Didn't touch it.
How about this
easy
gator?
martini?
They keep showing this gator.
Dude, alligator's delicious.
I know. We'll have it over
An
at the
easy
restaurant
martini, Dalton. You ready? You can shake this one up in the second half.
I like mine.
Quarter vermouth, 3/4 vodka, splash of lime. I bet you could use a spritzer. Hey, what happened to my man? Red Stripe is Jamaica's beer. I know.
Hey, are
Red
we going
Stripe.
to see?
Hooray, beer!
Are we going to see James Bond tonight? Speaking of martinis.
You're going to the movies? I thought movies were dead.
No. Oh, that's right. Are we gonna go see James Bond this afternoon? I think we should.
You're gonna miss College Football Saturday to go see the Jim Bond movie that you can go see tomorrow.
Did you say the Jim Bond?
No, Brauninger, I have to work tomorrow.
Monday night.
We work Monday. We work Sundays.
But what I'm saying is, you won't get this College Football Saturday back. You can go back and any day and go see Jim Bond.
No, not when you work and have grad school all the time.
Busy bee over here.
I'm busy bee.
You're selling houses? Like trap houses?
I like the Bobby Schmurda reference by Dalton Hughes as he walks out. Hey, Bobby's free, by the way. They let him out.
Free Bobby.
Free Bobby.
What? I thought we were getting. Why are you leaving? Stay in here and chat with us. Oh. We'll spare you the reason why Dalton is leaving, chat. Whoa.
I love Jim Bond.
What's that? Bond is dead. I don't want to put that one on stream. I accidentally did for a second. MD Dunn, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. All right. The chat's getting a little out of hand.
That's the point, isn't it?
Tighten it up, chat.
Hey, what did Man United end up doing?
Who?
Manchester United?
Oh, Man United. They lost 3-2.
Oh, look who it is. Look who it is. They play Sunday.
Jamie,
what up, homie?
Checking in. Jamie, you're on stream. We want to know how bad the wind is on the field.
Not bad.
Not bad?
No.
How's the weather in general there?
6-4.
What?
Why?
We were just asking.
Because we got no volume and we're just making guesses. And when you're our woman in sports on the sideline.
Yeah. Well, it's not that bad.
Okay. Did you get any good picks?
In-depth reporting from Jamie Maury.
No, they're all shit.
Oh,
whoa.
Jamie, calm down.
Jamie's cursing on stream.
You get any pictures? You get any good pictures of Olin and David hanging out? All right, Jamie's connection's bad. I'm gonna let her go. Thanks, Jams. You're the best.
I don't think she was real thrilled with our call.
She's working, and she hates when I disrupt her. Jamie Murray's the goat.
Cups are great. I'm a fan for lazy man's sake, but Bud and Modelo pre-mixed. I can't believe y'all drink some of this stuff.
Bud Light or Budweiser?
Do you see this team being able to win out? If so, we need Bama to lose one more. Who has the best shot to beat Bama the rest of the way?
The answer is always Auburn.
Yeah. Auburn could beat Bama.
Just because of that game. I don't think Auburn's going to do it. I don't think Auburn's very good, but the answer is
LSU showed up.
Auburn.
LSU. So when you look at teams that could beat Bama, you got to look at teams that have the talent on the roster to beat Bama.
We also got to consider
A&M had the talent on the roster to beat Bama.
But at the same time,
LSU
no one thought that A&M was going to beat Bama.
But that they have the talent. When you look at like man for man, A&M has recruited in the same realm as Alabama over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So you got to look at teams that have done that. I think whenever you're looking at teams this year that could upset Bama, and LSU, I don't see it, but could happen. Auburn, the way they play that game is always crazy. So yeah, A&M will have to run the table. Let me say this about this A&M team: could they run the table? Yes. Could they lose 4 more? Yes. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll lose 4 more, but they could definitely lose 2 or 3 more. Until we see them, play a consistent level of football. They're answering a little bit of the question that I asked before the game, Zane. Is this the team? Are they more closer to the team that played Arkansas, Mississippi State, or are they closer to the team that played Bama? Where do they fall in that realm? Because they've shown the ability to play really, really poorly and extremely, extremely well.
So I think the ranking by A&M's name should probably read about 15. I think they're probably about the 15th best team in this country, and they'll play more towards the team they played toward like they did against Alabama most often. They are not the team that you saw against Arkansas.
See, I don't know that I agree with that ranking because I think A&M's better than Oklahoma State, who's 12.
I'm just saying that when everything's done. I think A&M's probably are in that 10 to 15 range, and they're definitely better than Oklahoma State. But Oklahoma State's unranked and hasn't played anybody, and they're getting slapped around in Austin. Huh?
They're ranked 12th.
I know they haven't played, but they haven't played anybody.
Right, I agree.
Me. They haven't played anybody, and they're ranked around 12. But at the same time, they're probably in that 20 to 25 range when the season's over. They haven't played anybody and are getting smacked around in Austin.
17 to 13.
Oh, then Texas coming back since the last time you gave an update.
No, I just said it's 17-13.
I'm not listening. So
you're formulating opinions without information.
Bad. Yes. I need to do my own research.
You know who you should have FaceTimed? Was Olin. We would have got canceled for sure on this stream.
Do you think Olin would have known how to do the FaceTime?
No, there's no chance, huh?
I could FaceTime David.
No, it's okay. Poppy's working. You don't make Poppy mad, do you?
I'm just good at making everybody mad around here these days. What was that?
It was a cough that I was trying to hold in. Tom Anderson says, put us with Iowa on a neutral field and we could beat them. I don't think Iowa's great at all.
Iowa's bad.
I don't see how they're going to continue to win.
This Michigan State team that's unranked, bad. Or that's undefeated, bad. This Michigan team that's undefeated, bad.
We'll see about Michigan. They got
Michigan's
talent.
Bad.
They got good players. Michigan's got good players. I do think Michigan State's not very good. Iowa, this quarterback's a nightmare. They're lucky that Sean Clifford went out for Penn State last week, or they probably lose at home.
Sean Clifford's bad.
Just don't think that they're outside of Georgia. Who's the elite team in college football? I think Ohio State is making a run to get back into the good graces of everybody. There's really not one, though.
So Ohio State's only lost to Oregon?
Yes.
Who lost to who? USC?
Oregon lost to Stanford.
Find it hard to keep up with the
It's going to be interesting if it gets down, if Oregon doesn't lose again and Ohio State doesn't lose again. But Ohio State's resume is going to be much better.
You see this? You saw that little graphic, the wheel of pressers on the SEC Network. Remember you used to do those TexAgs?
We had to.
Wheels.
Oh, that was Billy's. That was Billy's big idea during the pandemic, was that everybody was going to do one of those wheels. Like, it was going to be different topics: recruiting, football, baseball. Logan was going to do basketball, and then it ended up being me doing 4 every week, and I was the only one doing them. I looked like a clown.
I mean,
whoa! Florida ends the half with a Hail Mary that's caught.
Wow.
LSU, what are you doing?
Looks like a lot of empty bleachers there in Death Valley.
Listen, that fan base has turned on Ed O with a quickness.
You just hate to see it, huh?
Well, they're a pretty fickle group, having lived in that state for 3.5, 4 years.
Down Chuck? I mean, that might as well be Texas.
No, it is very much not Texas.
Lake Charles?
Very much not. Now, Lake Charles, to me, in my opinion, is the most classy, organized, functional city in the state of Louisiana.
Okay.
But
it's a pretty low bar.
Yeah, you're right. That's where I was going with that. Hey, chat, what do y'all think about do a little temperature check on Aggie baseball? Are y'all excited for the spring? Or are y'all more excited for Aggie basketball? Buzz is going to have a completely transformed roster, and as will Jim Schlossnagle.
Olin says it all the time, man. The A&M's weird in that baseball is this school's second favorite sport.
If A&M gets to what if Schloss turns A&M into what TCU was, this place will be a madhouse on spring, home weekends whenever A&M's got a big home series.
I mean, think about how it was when 2015, 2016. when Childress had it rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that on a more consistent basis. Is that what you're expecting?
So if you're an Aggie baseball fan and you're going to be coming to games this spring, get ready to do some digging through your roster because there's a ton of turnover. And there's going to be a lot of guys that play that you haven't heard of.
That's
they're
true.
Coming in on transfers.
There's a lot of guys that I really haven't even started digging into the roster and trying to study it. But we went to that fall exhibition game last Friday against Houston, and there's so many guys that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, when you go to those things, the Diamond Darlings are out there handing out roster cards.
Yeah, they got another scrimmage against Lamar. Is it this week or next week?
It's next week.
It's
this Friday.
Yeah, this coming Friday. Yeah, this coming Friday.
Technically, that's next week still.
So TexAgs was on the SEC halftime broadcast. What happened? I didn't see it. We have it right here. Are they talking about us? They're not talking about us. They're probably talking about Billy. A lot of votes for baseball. Look, Buzz, I asked Logan if he thought that this team could be a tournament team, and he said with the right breaks they could. Logan thinks that they are a little bit probably better than they're getting credit for.
Who?
Basketball.
Maybe. I mean, it's hard for them to be any worse. They were atrocious last year,
Richard Whittier does a cold water, right? But the roster is,
and they had some issues. I mean, they had COVID. I mean, to be fair, nobody handled COVID as well as they would have liked. A&M had so many COVID issues. It was hard for them to ever get into a rhythm. And then when they were able to practice and were able to play, they just couldn't do it. And it sucks for Buzz and his program and the momentum that he had coming off his first year. They just couldn't build on it.
Yep.
So, I mean, this year should be much better. But at the same time, last year was so bad that it can't be worse.
I think everybody's pulling for Buzz.
Yeah, absolutely.
It seemed like a really good hire when it was made. It was the best hire available.
I still don't think it was a bad hire.
No.
It was a bad year.
He was SEC Coach of the Year in his first year, right?
Yeah, he should have been unanimous. I still don't understand how he split that honor with Calipari. I mean, Calipari should win. So if you're going to give Coach of the Year to the team that wins the SEC every single season, shouldn't it be Calipari every year? The guy consistently does less with more, but I don't want to upset the Godfather.
You're going to have Big Blue Nation in here on the chat, and they're going to be pissed.
Be swimming with the fishes if I keep talking bad about John Calipari. Sleeping with the fishes.
First half montage.
Right? A lot of runs.
Include a lot of handoffs to Isaiah Spiller and Devon Achane.
Yep. I think that Brian Easley guy you just popped up, I think he's a big Spurs fan, so see what they could do tomorrow against Newcastle.
Oh, you're talking about Tottenham Hotspur, not San Antonio Spurs. I mean, why you roll your eyes and why you smirk like that?
It is a safe assumption, if I am talking about sports, that it is not about the NBA.
Okay. I just don't know why the guy would subjugate himself to be a Tottenham fan. I mean, at least the Spurs win things.
Okay, how many Audi Cups have you won, Ryan Brauninger?
I've not won an Audi Cup myself at all, but Arsenal has won a lot of trophies. One of the most decorated teams in England.
Congratulations.
Starting the second half, A&M first and 10 at their own 25. Hand to Spiller, dances, lunges forward for about a yard.
Coys, Brian, hope you're having a great Saturday, man.
He said, brooding for Tottenham builds character.
When I was in college and your roommate was a Tottenham fan, if you got up early to watch Tottenham, you got free breakfast. So that's why I'm a Tottenham fan.
So it really wasn't even about liking the team. It was about free breakfast.
You watch them long enough, you learn to like them, right?
Hey, Devin Price sighting to start the second half.
See, it's that pass. It's those little swings all game
had that
he has not had his touch.
Swing pass attempted to Isaiah Spiller. Calzada misfires, and they had this thing blocked and set up really well. This was going to go for 15, 20 yards. Quit the sass and grab a michelada, Zane.
Bring me one.
I don't think we have any here.
We do not. It's a lot of ingredients that I know.
All right,
Josh
3rd and 9 for
stock.
A&M. Mizzou ended the first half with the momentum after the interception. You don't want a 3 and out to start.
False start.
A&M's going to get a false start. So 3rd and 15. 3rd and 14, excuse me. Is that Reuben Father's first penalty since he's been a starter?
What, this is the 3rd game? 4th game?
Every time that ball snapped, he and Bryce Foster get a little bit more weathered, a little bit more seasoning.
This comes with experience, man. They're going to be really good players for a long time.
3rd and long for A&M.
I mean, last time they had their 3rd and long, they handed it off.
They handed off again. Spiller to the outside. Can he get the first down? He does.
Wow.
So
that's going to depend on the spot.
Where his foot is, he needs a 35. That's a first down.
Short.
No,
that's short.
He got to touch the 35, right? It was 1st and 10 from the 25 to start the.
But I'm just saying. I mean, it should be a first.
It should be a first down.
But I'm going off where the spot was. They're trying to say the spot was short, and I think Fisher's making the same argument you are. When the play came over, they dropped the chains, and now it moves up. See now, it's at the 35. That's a weird sequence.
First down. They just signaled first down. All they had to do was touch the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
So A&M's converted a 3rd and 14 with A-Chain?
3rd and 15 with A-Chain, and he ran for the 20-yard touchdown.
So a 3rd and 14, they hand to Spiller, and they get 15 for a first down.
Spiller up to 117 yards on the ground.
They have not started the play clock yet. I'm wondering if they're still looking at this.
Why do you need to?
See where he went out? See where the ball's at? Oh, his right foot might be out of bounds. That might be what they're looking at. He leans at the sideline. That's got to be what they're looking at.
Yeah.
See where that right foot's at?
Yeah,
it's
he's
close.
Gonna be short. I think he's going to be short. But at the same time, you can't tell where the ball's at based on this.
And is he out of bounds there?
You're going to have to piece together multiple replay looks to decide. Oh, they're going to call him a yard short?
Yep.
Just go for it.
So he is
Line
short.
Up under center and run. They can't stop you.
His right foot. Nope. Jimbo's going to kick it.
Dang.
So he gets 13 on 3rd and 14. We can somewhat hear the commentary coming from the announcing team. And he's right. You missed Spiller out of the backfield on a swing route, which would have got you about 20. So you put yourself in your own hole there. After that and a false start.
That is a
bomb by Nick Constantino.
That's into the wind.
That's a block in the back at the 5. Then they called it. Good job by Deuce Harmon.
Wow.
What a kick by Nick Constantino. That guy's had a fantastic season. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi. Nigel.
That's British.
Same language.
It is English, right? So A&M chooses not to go for it. Ends up being a 3 and out. Then Nick Constantino hits a rocket, and A&M will have Missouri pinned inside their own 5-yard line after a block in the back on the return. I mean, what are you doing, Mizzou gunner? That's clearly a block in the back. So Mizzou at their own 3. Run to Beatty. He gets about 2 or 3. Tackle made by Leon O'Neal. 2nd and 7 for Mizzou. 13 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Mizzou with their first possession of the second half after A&M goes 3 and out.
"56-yard punt for Constantino, and then the penalty."
DeMarvin Leal, just incredible job at the line of scrimmage.
Beatty's feet aren't even on the ground.
They end up marking that for no gain, but DeMarvin Leal blows by his guy.
See all those mock drafts that have him going first overall?
Him and Kayvon Thibodeau are the 2 names I've seen the most.
Where's Thibodeau at?
Oregon.
I didn't know.
Defensive end for Oregon. He was the number 1 player coming out in high school in this class, too. 3rd and 6. That's a long 6, looks like, for Mizzou.
Looks like 8 to me.
Pump.
Wow.
And he finds an open man on a stop and go down the right sideline. Beats Jalen Jones in coverage.
I'm watching this replay. Hey, he bit on the pump.
Yep. Jalen with his eyes in the backfield.
You don't even get to see it here.
But he pumped to the left side. I guess it was the stop and go, the stutter and go that got him. Beatty runs for 5. Tackle made by Tyreek Chappelle. So Mizzou gets out of the hole with a big 3rd down conversion. You'd like to see A&M get a stop, make them punt from into their own end zone. Now they're across the 35, facing a 2nd and 4. Bazelak keeps it. Pretty good catch. Good coverage by Tyreek Chappelle. About a 5-yard gain. It'll pick up a first down. A&M had it covered. Well, had Tyreek Chappelle on a tight end, and just tight end was too big. Makes a very contested catch for a first down. Now they hand to Beatty. Mizzou gets it blocked pretty well. He gets 10 more. Mizzou across midfield. Mizzou's best traditional run in a while. 10-yard gain. They're at the A&M 48.5. And to him again. A&M makes a play behind the line of scrimmage. DeMarvin Leal, again, he's had a monster game so far. He's on the field a whole lot. Makes plays down the line of scrimmage, down the field, behind the line of scrimmage. One of the best we've seen in the maroon and white. I don't think there's any question. DeMarvin Leal. Play action, Mizzou looking to take a deep shot. Had a man open, somewhat open, overthrown. All right, so here you go. 3rd and 11 from about midfield for Mizzou. A&M playing coverage there. Had everything locked up pretty good. I think if that throw is on target, Damani Richardson's there to make a play on the football anyway. Bazelak has not been super sharp. There's his numbers: 15 to 23, 102 yards and 2 picks. A&M showing pressure. They back out. They bring 3. Throw underneath. Caught, tackled, well short of the line to gain by Eric Young. Good play by the A&M nickelback. 4th and 5, Mizzou may go for this. They're at their own 45.5. They need the A&M 39. So it's going to be about 5.5 and 6.
Are they going to go?
Mizzou's offense remains out on the field.
Interesting.
I think it's not a bad time to go for it. Eli Drinkwood's being aggressive, or at least it looks like they'll be. They do snap it.
They
throw it.
Offside.
Was A&M offside?
I thought it was a false start. But A&M There's definitely movement pre-snap. Watch it over here. Yeah, A&M jumps. It'd be 4th and 1.
Well, they're throwing a flag on Jalen Jones. They just threw a flag on that coverage. I thought that's good coverage.
Man, I don't know what a pass interference is anymore. A&M jumps. Clemens jumps.
They'll decline that, and they're going to call pass interference. Boy, these refs have not let much go down the field in terms of contact. So Jalen Jones had the early interception and then has been targeted on the last few pass attempts by Mizzou. I wish we'd see the call on that PI, but that's 2 big 3rd down conversions for Missouri going at Jalen Jones. Boy, these refs like to throw a lot of laundry. That is a block in the back, though. Mizzou hits the tight end out of the backfield in the flat. It's going to end up being about a 6 or 7 yard gain, but they're going to get a block in the back after the completion. LSU just grabbed a pick 6. Texas goes up 24-13. I said Texas. I had Texas by 2 touchdowns over Oklahoma State. So a total of 120 yards and penalties for both teams today. We're not halfway through the 3rd quarter. A&M brings pressure. Pump and go, Bazelak. That's offensive pass interference. The 50-50 ball that's caught by Mizzou inside the A&M red zone, but I think they just got away with a push-off. Let's see, Richard. That's absolutely a push-off. That's offensive pass interference. It happened before that shot they just showed us.
No, that's not.
That's good. That's hand fighting. That's just a smaller corner getting taken advantage of by a big Mizzou receiver. 50-50 ball is caught. Michael Clemens down, taking a knee. So Mizzou with a chance to cut the lead in half. With 9:35 left in the quarter, the Tigers have gone all the way down the field. And are in the A&M red zone. They're showing a stat that Missouri is 20 for 21 in the red zone this season with 17 touchdowns. The one time they did not convert was a kneel down to end a game. Bazelak took a chance, a 50-50 ball against Tyreek Chappelle, and his guy comes down with it. So Mizzou has converted on this drive 2 3rd and longs, if I'm correct, and a 4th down. 12-play drive as it stands right now for 80 and covered 84 yards. Mizzou is at the A&M 13. Give to Beatty. A&M had it pretty well fed up and chased him around and ended up getting about 5. Good back, man. A&M had a blitz timed up pretty well. Andre White shoots through and just can't get it. A little stiff arm. Gets enough of Andre White, and Tyler Beatty shoots through for about 5. Why are you petting me? That's weird.
Man, the SEC's down
Give the
markers
Beatty
have been
again.
awful all game. The SEC Network's lines have been wrong the entire time.
Good play again, Andre White. Tackle for no gain. Mizzou back in third and medium. A&M's been unable to get off the field during this drive.
Big play here, but do you go for it on fourth down if you don't get it?
Depends on where they're at. Under center. Flip the end around.
Oh.
That is not great tackling on the edge by Tyreek Chappelle, and Mizzou scores from 7 yards out. First time they've been under center, they flip it on the end around, and true freshman corner Tyreek Chappelle out in the open field doesn't lay a hand on the Mizzou receiver. Touchdown, Missouri. Make them 21 of 22 in the red zone on the season.
Not the start of the second half you had hoped for.
(28-14). A&M's lead cut in half. Aggies go 3 and out. And Mizzou marches, what was it, Richard?
97 yards.
97 yards on 14 plays. I'd be willing to bet that this A&M offensive possession upcoming, Mizzou is going to bet that A&M is going to try to reestablish itself on the ground. Aggies may have to hit a big pass here. Calzada at 50% for the game, 8 of 16, I believe.
Yes, correct, for 86 yards.
So A&M has led in this game 21-0 and 28-7. Had chances to extend that lead to end the first half, and then they get the ball to start the second half and are unable to put any points on the board in those two drives. The drive at the end of the first half ending in a Zach Calzada interception at the goal line, 3 and out to start the second half. What is that? Why does Mizzou have a shopping cart?
That is a giant shopping cart.
Why is that on the field?
Obviously it's some kind of advertisement for Schnucks, which I'm guessing is a regional grocery store in the Missouri area. You've spent time in Missouri.
Not that much time, and I didn't go to the grocery store.
Schnucks Supermarket.
Alan Hurd says A&M should have gone for it on fourth. Now Missouri feels like they're back in it. I wouldn't have hated it to go for it on fourth down. But your defense had played well up to that point. You didn't anticipate Mizzou going on a 97-yard drive, converting 2 third downs and a fourth down. Real Talk 76 says, good time to do a play action fake here early. See if they can get a double move or Weidemeyer down the seam. Arkansas is taking the lead.
Did you see that catch by Traylon Burks?
Pick 6 alert by LSU. What has gotten into the Tigers today?
They heard everyone talking about how bad they are now that they've got 6 defensive starters.
I'll tell you what,
the year and a host of other
Georgia,
guys
the winner of Georgia, Kentucky may win the SEC East today.
Is that possible?
No, there's 6 weeks left in the season. Kickoff through the back of the end zone.
I mean, it's Georgia's division to lose. And I don't think they're going to lose it.
Or Kentucky's. The winner of that game today.
Like, it's a 28.5 spread.
I know. But After what we saw last week here, can you
True.
really count anybody out?
No, you're right.
Let's see what A&M does on this possession. Any kind of points to get it back to a 3-possession lead would be nice. Throw that little swing route to Weidemeyer. Good job of blocking.
Is that Anias?
By Anias.
Is that Anias? Just blocking a guy that's
twice his size.
Twice his size. Watch this replay. Yeah, it absolutely is. Anias Smith taking on a linebacker and dominating him.
They call him the murder hornet. I think Jamie was
Sub-zero.
False in her. Florida just scored, make it 28-21. It looks windy there.
Well, I think it's blowing. I don't know which end is north and which end is south.
And a spiller
in this stadium, but it's blowing. It obviously Constantino's second kick, the first one here in the second
Seth
half.
Small's field goal that
helped.
hit halfway.
And then those are both going opposite ends.
Mm-hmm. Spiller for about 4-5.
Don't throw another pass the rest of the game. Just run. Can't stop you.
A&M and that stays in this too tight set. Calzada throws a quick out to Chase Lane.
Chase.
Catch and run across midfield. Good throw by Zach. Good catch. Chase turns it up. Had a little RPO concept here. Jameer Johnson is about 6 yards downfield when the ball's thrown.
Shh, don't tell anybody. RPO
is that Mizzou's new defensive line coach or their new D coordinator? The big fellow they keep showing.
I do not know.
That guy. It's a big dude.
Look it up for you. Got our computers here.
I think it's the new D-line coach because they fired their D-line coach that started the season.
How does he?
Oh, wow. Huge sack by the Mizzou defense. Zach tried to step up. I just wonder if that left knee didn't allow him to there. That's going to be a 13-yard loss.
Yeah, that's Al Davis is his name. He is the defensive line coach.
So they blitz there, and Ruben Fothery turns his guy loose. Yep, he was. Ruben didn't see the blitz until late. Mizzou sends a DB that sneaks under.
17-yard sack.
17-yard loss. A&M facing now a 2nd and 27.
That's the first sack that they've allowed in over 6 quarters of football. Hello.
I mean, that's clearly
hello. Nothing?
No. Yes.
Thank you.
It had to come from somebody.
He was tackled before the ball was even thrown.
They tackled Isaiah Spiller. They tackled Isaiah Spiller on an attempted screen pass. A&M's going to get bailed out. How does the guy from across the field throw that? That flag didn't come from the head referee.
It came from 2 guys.
Did it? I thought it came from the far side.
It came from both sides.
All right, so after a 17-yard sack, A&M will get a first down, which is the biggest deal, on a blatant defensive holding against.
Comes from this guy over here and the other guy. Yeah. I don't know the names of the officials. They got an umpire in there. They got a referee.
Is that not an automatic first down? I guess because it's behind the line of scrimmage, it's just a 10-yard penalty. So A&M still facing a 2nd and 17.
Oh,
good catch.
Wow.
Oh, nope, he's out of bounds. Jalen Preston caught it, but he was out of bounds, and he's lucky he was out of bounds because if he's in bounds, it might be picked.
That's a catch. That's a catch.
That's absolutely a catch.
That is a catch.
Let's see, A&M's going to have them take their time and look at it. I do believe that's a catch.
That's what, 10 yards? That would give you about
3rd and 7.
3rd and 7, yeah. That was
They're not going to look at that?
A catch. That was absolutely a catch, man.
I can't believe they're not going to look at this. They didn't look at it. Calzada over the middle, wide open. Anias Smith still on his feet. Hold on to the ball. Swarmed. Huge catch and throw. Big time throw, big time route. Good call by Jimbo. Anias on the deep seam, right in front of the safety. He sits down, ball's out on time. Great ball placement. A&M moves the chains. Good job by the offensive line. Aggies do a good job of converting after being well behind in the chains. No gain on first down. Jalen Weidemeyer misses a block. Yep. 2 pullers. Weidemeyer misses the linebacker who makes the play for no gain. 2nd down and 10 for the Aggies. Mizzou with one of their starting defensive linemen coming off the field, shaking up. Jalen Preston, first down. What a catch! What a run after the catch by Jalen Preston.
Man, Jalen Preston is one of those guys that you can't help but root for, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you covered him a lot as a high school prospect.
Number 1 player coming out in our rankings in the state.
You know, he didn't have the immediate impact that I'm sure he was hoping for and a lot of people expected, but he's done his time.
Yep.
He didn't transfer. And now I don't really think he's one of your 2 best receivers, or has been this year. Now that Anias Smith is finally starting to come along.
A&M forced to use a timeout because talking about Jalen Preston, he didn't know whether to be on or off the line with Chase Lane. Had 2 tights there. We're going to go to commercial. Been a nice drive by the Aggies. A huge 3rd down throw from Zach Calzada to Anias Smith. Then you hit Preston on the out route, who turns it into a first down. What are you doing?
Tired, man, yawning.
So they go to commercial with A&M on the move.
It's a 21-yard completion to Anias Smith on 3rd and 17.
A&M has done a good job of, weirdly, converting 3rd and really long.
It's true.
Yeah, GD 6994. Zach's wore that brace. We said it off the top of the broadcast. There was a cryptic post on the boards this week about Blake Bose starting. It didn't stay up very long. But no, Zach practiced all week, and according to Billy, the team had a good week of work, and they came out like they did. It's kind of leveled off here in the middle of the game, but A&M's in the position they're in because of the way they started the football game. Key moments here. You're looking at a drive at the end of the 3rd quarter where you could potentially be up 3 scores. Or Mizzou comes up with a big stop and you give them hope, and they're still in the football game into the final 15 minutes.
Man, I got to do some homework tonight.
Who does homework on a Saturday night?
Your boy, Dr. Greg Bennett's giving me a test next week.
Don't study.
And,
you don't care.
And I got a paper due on Monday.
And they still multiple choice?
Yeah. Some fill in the blank. Some short answer.
Can Florida not stop LSU? It's 35-21.
So if you had to call your shot today, it might be an easy question I'm about to ask you. Hold on. 3rd and 15. Oh, safety. Yikes.
Or fumble,
Touchdown.
Strip sack, touchdown, War Eagle.
Yikes. Okay, so the question, the hypothetical, maybe not really hypothetical. You had to call it today. Is Ed Orgeron the head coach in Baton Rouge next year? So who is the head coach in Baton Rouge next year?
A-Chain in the backfield, A&M at the Mizzou 23. Give to A-Chain, squirts through, gets about 8. Good run by Devon A-Chain.
Do you have a guess?
I don't like that spot. That's what I have a guess about.
A-Chain's at 98 yards. On the ground, by the way.
Scott Woodward, I would think a name like Lincoln Riley's going to be thrown around. James Franklin, Mario Cristobal. Those are all names that they're just, who knows, they're just internet rumors or what. But
Mark Stoops.
And A-Chain again. Falls forward. That should put him over the century mark.
Mark Stoops, a name to keep an eye on.
First down, Texas A&M. 4-yard run by Devon A-Chain. A&M staying in this 2 tight end set with Max Wright and Jalen Weidemeyer.
So now A-Chain, that 4-yard carry over 100 yards on the game.
And A-Chain again.
There's a hold.
Gets to the outside. I don't think that he held. I think he did it.
He definitely. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. He scored.
No, he's out at the 1.
I don't think Max held. I think he had one hand.
I don't
on
think
the
it
guy
was
and got
Max.
just enough.
I think it was Bryce in the middle of the field.
Oh. What an incredible run by Devon A-Chain. He nearly scored.
He's so good.
That's not a hold. I looked at Bryce and it wasn't a hold. Oh, he nearly scored.
Yeah, he's out at the 1.
Maybe. Of course, they didn't look at the Jalen Preston. So A&M inside the 1. Hand to A-Chain. There's your touchdown. Touchdown, Texas A&M. What's his name, Richard?
The Mo City Vaughn.
He's the Mo City Vaughn.
The Mo City Vaughn. This might be the best game of his career so far.
I mean, he only had, 30 yards rushing last week, but he had the big catch, and then he had the 96-yard kick return. Uh-oh.
Who's that? Is that
Bryce Foster? Bryce. You can tell by the size of the calves.
Is he holding his knee?
Holding his knee.
That's a 12-play, 75-yard drive for the Aggies.
So every time Mizzou has scored, A&M has come back to answer, but everybody's looking at Bryce Foster right now. Be interesting to see what happens if Bryce is unable to go. He is walking off, jogging off under his own power. Give me a guesstimation on the diameter of Bryce Foster's calves.
Large.
Bigger than your waist?
No.
Close.
No.
What's your waist? About a 26?
No, I'm like a 30. Like Bryce Foster's calves are huge. They're not bigger than my waist.
Huge doesn't do.
I'm skinny, but I'm not like that skinny.
Gargantuan?
Yes, gargantuan.
Unhuman?
Yes.
(35-14) A&M. Foster's calves are Bronny's melon. My head's only a 7 and a. I think I'm wearing a 7 and 5/8.
7 5/8. I wear a 7.
Went to high school with a guy that. I'm at a half, I think. I think I wear 7.5.
It's a big hat.
I went to high
school.
school.
It's not huge, but it's a big hat.
I went to high school with a guy that ended up playing baseball at Navy, and I think he was like an 8 1/4.
So they used to
normal sized dude.
They used to say that about Bruce Bochy too. He's got
Kevin Minch. Remember Kevin Minch?
I remember the Minch. Not Jewish. The good Minch though.
Dalton, blow the horn.
You can't blow the horn for that.
Why? We can't blow the horn for things you say?
No.
Touchdown, Florida.
Oh, they got a barn burner.
Whoa, GD. Look at this. This is blasphemy.
Foster has cankles.
No way. You got to see them in person. They're not cankles. The guy ran like a 5-flat 40.
And how can you tell if the guy has cankles when he's got his ankles taped? He's using 3 rolls of tape on his ankles.
He has insane calves is what he's got. Cankles. I would say that to his face, GD. He'll hit you with a Hulk Hogan leg drop.
He might throw a scooter at you.
You've had better jokes.
I have had better jokes.
You've reached.
I need Dalton to write my jokes again. Dalton!
Dalton, bring Richard some jokes from upstairs.
Please.
Just don't get them out of OB's office.
No, please do not.
We'll get canceled. These people really don't understand, like, no holds barred Olin.
God, that's incredible.
Chat, we got to have a conversation about what GD said about Bryce. I will not let that stand. I wonder how far we talked about this whenever Gabe was the radio host. How far could Bryce Foster shot put Gabe's head?
I mean, the human head weighs 8 pounds, according to.
And how heavy is the shot?
The shot, how much?
12 pound? Is it? He throws a 12-pounder in high school, and then a college is a 15
How much
pound?
does a shot put weigh? The shot put for men weighs 16 pounds.
16-pound shot.
Yeah. Jerry Maguire told me that the movie, Jerry Maguire told me that the human head weighs 8 pounds.
Any thoughts on a TexAgs Uncensored show? I want to know.
Oh, we have tried to do
There's
it.
No way.
Jamie and I have been trying to get ownership to agree to a TexAgs After Dark podcast for years, and it's just never going to happen. We're lucky that they let us go to Northgate.
Oh, wow. Big gain for Mizzou here. Across midfield.
It's a well-designed play.
Very well-designed play. They faked the handoff, faked the end around, and threw the screen to Beatty. So Mizzou all the way across midfield. They're going fast. Good job by Aaron Hansford. Had Beatty out of the backfield there.
Don't get yourself in trouble. That was a 34-yard gain.
34-yard gain on first down for Mizzou. Right after A&M answers their score, Mizzou back in Aggie territory. Again, you're at this interesting part of the game where it's either Mizzou's got something to play for in the fourth or A&M may be playing backups in the fourth, depending on what happens in this little spell. Catch, tackle, good job by Edrin Cooper.
He held on to that ball real well, too. He almost ripped that thing
Short
free.
gain, Mizzou.
Ball security's job security.
This is definitely 4-down territory. It'll be 3rd and 9. I had a guy in Houston compare Martrell Harris to Edrin Cooper yesterday. Martrell is a little bit bigger than Edrin was coming out of high school.
I haven't seen
very similar
play, but I hear you talk about how good of a linebacker he is.
Just very athletic, very sneaky, explosive, and quick. 3rd and 9 for Mizzou at the A&M 40. Aggies bring pressure. They run. Weird call.
There's
Aaron Hansford with a TFL. Ball comes out, but they're saying Beatty was down. Great play by Aaron Hansford. Odd call by Mizzou, needing 9. Aggies bring an extra blocker and get a tackle for loss. So some good plays by the Aggie linebackers consecutively there. 4th and 11, Mizzou is going to punt. I don't know if I do this here, Richard. They're at the A&M 43-yard line. This ball's going to have to be fair caught. Squirts sideways. That's really not a great kick. So would they net 30 yards on that punt?
29.
29. With as ticky-tack as the referees have been on pass interference today, Richard.
Yeah, what up?
4th and 11. You're down 21 on the plus side of the field. I probably would have gone for it there. Hey, Noons is in the chat.
What up, Papi?
¿Cómo está, papi?
You guys are good and stuff. You too, David. You too. Hey.
Nice picture with Olin from the press box.
Chat, we need to bully David into playing this rec league soccer game on Tuesday night. David's saying he's about 98% sure he's not playing. He's got a bum hamstring. I'm saying that Stay Thirsty FC needs David Nuno.
That's the name of his team?
It's actually Brad Marquardt's team. One of the
Stay Thirsty FC.
Sports information guys. Sports information.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter. Texas A&M 35, Missouri 14. Aggies get about a 3-yard gain to end that frame by Isaiah Spiller. I just cannot believe Mizzou. If you're going to run on 3rd and 11 or 3rd and 9, whatever it was, makes me think you were thinking, oh, it's 4-2 Lester, by the way. It makes me think that they were going to go 2 plays to get that first down. Will Cheese says he wants Spiller to come back next year. I don't believe that will happen.
It will not. No.
So that's why in some of these games, maybe in the fourth quarter, if you get a score here and you get a stop, you got a 28-point lead in the last 15 minutes. Do you see Blake Boast? Do you see Amari Daniels? Do you see LJ Johnson?
Yeah, I think so. Was Bryce Foster back on the field? Did you see?
I did not. I didn't look. Anybody in the chat see if Bryce was on the field in that?
I'd also be interested to see what they did if he's not on the field. Also, these commercials with Nick Saban.
I wonder how much he's getting paid.
And Aflac is just strange.
In prime time. I should have looked for that. Good call, Richard. You didn't look to see if Bryce was back on the field. I think the backup center is Matthew Wyckoff.
They've also done the thing where they'll mix it around and have Kenyon Green move to center, though.
Yeah.
Like they're not afraid to
I
put
would
their
think after
5
last
best guys
week,
on the field and just switch around the position.
After last week, you got to figure that Blake Traynor is the 6th offensive lineman. Or they could Ackie's been out with a concussion.
And what position did Blake Traynor play last week?
Left guard.
And what position is Kenyon Green playing this week?
Left tackle.
No, he's a guard. Jameer Johnson's back. That's right. So it would make the most sense to me to move Kenyon to center and just sub Traynor in.
If you were an NFL GM, who you taking between Spiller and A-Chain? Spiller. A-Chain.
I like A-Chain a lot, but I think that you hear the comparisons between Spiller and Arian Foster. Mm-hmm. I think he's more of your prototypical NFL back, and the NFL is changing to more of this wide open, spread it out game where A-Chain could thrive in a role kind of like Tyreek Hill has, but that's still not the safest bet to take if you're an NFL GM, and GMs are about taking the best bet.
Billy said something about A-Chain having an NFL comp already to Percy Harvin.
I like that too.
Percy Harvin never played running back. He did. He was more like an Anias in his role at Florida. Both those guys will play on Sunday, no question. Andrew Castillo said that Bryce was on the field. So
good. I like to hear that.
Good news.
It's another one of your Bronny's boys.
Hey, this whole offense, man, at times, last week, the starting offense, I think the only 2 that weren't from Houston were Traynor and Calzada.
Houston, Texas.
Did you ever text Alyssa Lang back?
Alyssa Lang did not text me. Oh. Alyssa Lang does not know that I exist.
Well, that's a shame.
No, facts of life, man.
Hand to Spiller. He's got 10, 15, 20 still on his feet. He end up getting 20 total. A-Chain reminds me of Darren Sproles. It's a pretty good comp.
18 yards for Spiller.
Put him over 120.
Yeah, he's up to 140. Coming off a little hobble.
Yeah, a little ginger coming off.
They've seen that with him a lot.
He looks like he's fine.
Yeah.
A-Chain back. Where's A-Chain at total?
A-Chain 114, but he also has a 27-yard reception. So they're even. Well, you also got to factor in Spiller's 10 yards. Spiller's got 152 total
Aggies have run for 221. Hand to A-Chain. Bounces it outside.
Oh.
It's about 8.
He breaks that tackle. It might be a 15-yard carry.
I'm telling you what, this role, this second tight end role, we talked about it last week, I believe. You know, it was Ryan Rennick.
They're going to look at him for a head injury. And that's why he was upset coming out of the game. I don't think you're going to see him return.
2nd and 4 for the Aggies. Anyway, that second tight end position, we talked about it with Ryan Rennick when he was at A&M. Spiller, A-Chain buries his head for. All right, that's a little excessive, yeah. Speaking, that's where I was going. The job that Max Wright's done as a converted defensive end in that second tight end role that Ryan Rennick played, and how often he was on the field in some key moments for A&M in last year's team, Orange Bowl winning team. Max Wright's filling that role this year. He's been on the field a lot. That's got to be on Missouri. That can't be offsetting, huh?
You never know.
MD Dunn says, Laura Rutledge greater than Alyssa Lang. I thought you didn't have an opinion.
You're going to get me in trouble.
Why? You don't have a girlfriend.
You're right.
So who's going to
I don't think
hold you accountable for that?
The people in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Chat does hold you accountable.
Chat is all about holding me accountable. Shout out to the chat. Y'all are awesome.
Tie game in Baton Rouge. Nobody playing defense.
Red stick. 70 points already.
1st and 10 A&M at the Mizzou 42.
Yeah, that is Bryce Foster in there. Okay, Zach.
There's Max Wright. Good job by avoiding pressure by Zach Calzada. Missed block by Devon A-Chain in pass pro. Zach spins away from it. Finds Max Wright for about 8 yards.
I like it. It's a good play.
Suck it, Richard. I don't need your charity. Wow.
What?
I don't know, but I like that people are just calling you out. It's going to be a wonderful end of the stream.
Got my feelings hurt, man. I thought we were friends.
A-Chain. Right near the first down line. See what the line judge is going to...
MD Dunn, what did I do to you, bro?
Trainer in at left guard. I did not notice that. A-Chain holding his right arm a little funny. Man, you don't want to get guys hurt. You had Spiller go off. You've had Kenyon Green go off. You've had Max Wright.
Make some plays.
Yep.
Not off the field. Yeah, look at that crowd now. It's a lot of maroon.
Spiller back on the field. Hand it to Isaiah.
Oh, I was wrong. Been wrong multiple times today. How about that?
Be really interested to hear what the deal is with Kenyon. That was a first down run.
Yes.
That was not. SEC Network had it as a. Well, had the line set up like A&M was short on the A-Chain carry, but A-Chain moved the sticks. Allen Hurts at 55 got rolled up. That's why Trainer's in. So Blake Trainer in at left guard.
Bad pass.
Timing of that play didn't seem right. The snap was a little off. Calzada late with the ball and misses Jalen Preston.
Not so sure that he was ready for the snap either.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Foster might have had the cadence wrong.
Zach 13 for 23 for 148 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. All he needed to do today. It's about all he needed to do.
It's pretty much what he needs to do every game.
3rd and
Unless
7.
You're playing Alabama and you need an all-world kind of performance.
A&M at the 29. They're going to need some more yardage to make this comfortable for Seth Small because this is the off his back foot. Too. I mean, that's got to be a flag. No flags? The SEC Network camera guy there, well, they try to get the ball to Damon Demas down the sideline, and
he just got pulled down by his face mask. And you could also got an interrupting the passer thing. Oh, that's probably both ways.
Calzada takes a shot. I don't know, man. He's trying to make a play on the ball.
Damon Demas is hugging the cornerback. It was both ways. Short again.
Short.
Yikes.
So that direction, Seth Small has been right on line, but not enough juice. That was a 46-yard attempt?
Yep.
So he was short from 54, and he was short from 46. So A&M comes up empty. 35-14 with 11 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the football game. You wanted A&M to score there because you may have been able to see some backups had they gotten into the end zone. I got to think that wind.
Yeah, I think the intel we got from Jamie was wrong.
So looking at that play on replay, I don't think it was PI. It was just live when the SEC Network was so late to get there. All you saw was the final kind of last collision, and then both guys fall into the ground. So apparently my girlfriend was in the chat, and the chat made her uncomfortable at some point, so she left. Nice job, chat. You ran off probably the only female in there. You bunch of heathens.
Cretans.
14-mile-an-hour gust in Columbia right now. I will say, Real Talk 76 brings up a good point. Compared to the way the game's been called down the field in terms of contact, that falls in line with what's been called today.
Yep. Everybody's right. Oh, the game's at 7 o'clock tonight. I like that. I didn't realize that. Thank you. Can we start a poll in the chat? What did Nuno say?
He's complaining.
Nuno, you're playing soccer on Tuesday night. It's happening. Oh, poll idea.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Should Dalton and I go see James Bond after this game ends?
Do I get a vote?
You're going to say no, so you know you do not get a vote.
No, I don't think you should go.
Why?
Because, I mean, now who goes to the movies? You can sit in the comfort of your own home and click a button.
There's nothing like the theater experience.
Mizzou with an 11-yard run to start their ensuing drive after the missed field goal. A little misdirection option look.
I'm also looking at the next slate of games this afternoon slot. Other than Kentucky, Georgia, which I don't think is going to be very good, I'm not interested in anything until the Kiffin return to Knoxville game tonight.
That should be a lot of fun.
It should be fun. I'm not
so
sure
it's going to be Ole Miss.
I'm not so sure it's going to be a good game, but it should be fun. Good theater too.
Everybody's saying no. College football rules. The movie can wait. Zane's a Dodgers fan, so take his opinion with a grain of salt.
MD Dunn, are you an Astros guy? Let me know.
Mizzou with that same kind of misdirection Pass out in the flat to the tight end, picks up 5. Tigers out to their own 45, 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. High throw from Bazelak on a corner route to the tight end. Pressure in his face, I believe, by DeMarvin Leal. Let's see. Nope, not DeMarvin. That was
done. Oh, he's a Rangers
Isaiah
fan.
Rakes.
My guy. I'm so
sorry.
sorry.
No, Shamar Turner. Excuse me.
Shamar Turner back in the game. So he didn't play last week. Oh, MD Dunn. I'm so sorry, bro. Yeah. But I like Chris Young. I think he's a good dude. I think he's going to get the Rangers back in contention in the next
20 years.
Decade.
3rd and 4 for Missouri. Aggies bring pressure. Incomplete to Tyler Beatty, who drops it. May have had a first down. Jalen Jones was close, but Beatty, a player of his caliber, you expect him to pick that up in the open field if he catches it. 4th and 4. Mizzou will go for this. Fourth and 4, Mizzou needs the 49. They are just inside the A&M 45-yard line. 10 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. If A&M gets a stop here, it's very likely to end the game in favor of the Aggies. A&M showing 3 down with pressure. Empty backfield for Mizzou. Aggies rush 4. Quick slant. Caught.
Wow.
Good coverage, good catch. Eric Young right there on the spot. Good throw by Bazelak on the slant to his second receiver on the wide side of the field. Eric Young arrives with the ball, but a good job of hanging on. First down, Missouri. Bazelak throws. Batted away by Edrin Cooper. Good play. I don't think that was Hansford. I think that was Edrin Cooper. Let's look again. Nope, it was Hansford. He started to pick up his level of play as the season's gone on. And he is a little early. Just a step early. Could have been called there. Hand to Beatty. Again, A&M at the line of scrimmage has been exceptionally good with the defensive line for the majority of the day. Adarius Jones in there. Tyree Johnson remains on the turf. It looks like he's fine. Kind of rocking back and forth. A little bit of an awkward setup the way he's in pain, but he's sitting up. He's been sitting up the whole time. 3rd and 9 facing Missouri when they come back from a commercial break. You got in your story written, you've been typing and not talking a lot.
I'm trying. So, I mean, this story is basically a drive-by-drive summary, essentially.
Right.
So I gotta type as the game happens. And right now, with it being the 4th quarter and the outcome not really in doubt, I'm trying to finish up these segments. So at the bottom of the story, I have to come up with 5 points. I've got a rumbled, a stumbled, an unsung hero, and a turning point, and a key stat to come up with. My rumbled is going to be the combo of Spiller and A-Chain.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have a stumbled yet. My unsung hero is going to be Calzada.
Stumbled could be Seth Small after hitting the game winner. He's missed 2 kicks.
Yeah, he's over 2. I don't know if I want to do that to the guy, especially because I'm not there to see the win. And we're getting conflicting reports.
Nobody's been able to see the win, Richard. Can't see the wind. You can feel it.
You can feel the effects. You're right. You're right.
You
You're
can
right.
hear it.
My turning point, anyways, moving on, since I said something dumb. My turning point's going to be the Jalen Jones interception.
Early on?
I mean, A&M went on a 21-0 run that set the tone. A&M really never threatened. Missouri never threatened the Aggies.
Yeah, it's
hard to find a turning point in a game like this.
There's been some points in the game where you're going, okay, if Mizzou gets a score here, you start getting a little antsy. But A&M's maintained the distance, for the majority of the game, a 3-score distance.
I don't know what I'm going to do about a stumbled. Might be Connor Bazelak. I think he's been outplayed by Calzada.
And Calzada hasn't.
Hasn't been great.
He's been okay. He's been fine. 35-35 in Baton Rouge.
But he has thrown for more yards than Zach Calzada.
Not anymore. 42-35. LSU takes the lead.
No defense.
I mean, if LSU wins this game with all those guys they got out, I can't wait to hear Dan Mullen's excuses for this one. And he'll have them.
Oh, he's good at finding excuses. That's for sure. I haven't decided on a key stat. Nothing really sticks out to me. It just looks like domination today.
3rd and 10 for Missouri to come back. They're just across midfield. You got to think this is 2-down territory if they don't get it here. Bazelak pump fakes and good catch. He gets out of the pocket, pump fakes to get the A&M defender in the air, rolling toward his sideline. And he throws behind, and the Mizzou receiver makes a really good catch.
I wonder what about 3 and outs as far as.
Yeah, I think they've done. What are they on 3rd down?
A&M's had 2 yards for 3 and out. It's gone 3 and out twice. Missouri's only gone 3 and out twice. That's interesting.
I feel like Missouri's done a good job on 3rd down.
Oh, oops. Yeah, Missouri has done a good job on 3rd downs. Tell you their stats right now. A&M's 3 for 7, Missouri 6 for 12, 6 for 14. So it's the same percentage. They've just been in more of them.
Good play. Boy, Edrin Cooper, you want to talk about flash athleticism there. Watch this replay.
I think I know who I have to write the overnight sensation tomorrow, too. I think I know who my overnight sensation is.
You need to take a look at Isaiah Rakes as well. Isaiah Rakes has played extremely well today.
Had a good game. He's just not one of those things that shows up in the stat line as much as the guy who's leading the entire game in tackles.
Is he really?
He's got 8, 7 solo stops, including a TFL right there.
All right, here we go. That 3rd down again. 3rd and 9. Again, Mizzou will probably have 2 downs to get this. Aggies bring a blitz.
Tyree.
That's got to be grounding. The ball didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. The ball didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
They're talking about it, and one of the officials threw his hat. I think
the ball. It's got to be grounding. The ball's got to make it to the 36. It goes and hits the ground. Oh, we didn't see. He's in the grasp. Why isn't that grounding?
Dude, I have no idea. He was outside the tackle box.
But it's got to reach the line of scrimmage.
They just finished their conference. Now they're going to convene again. They are going to make it grounding. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, okay.
So what amounts to be as a sack for Tyree Johnson on 3rd and 9 is going to result in an intentional grounding call against Missouri that will drop them back to the A&M 42-yard line, I believe.
No, they're going to get him
46.
right at the 45.
Yeah.
That's where the spot was.
So because of that big loss, Mizzou looks like they're going to punt. They are going to punt. 4th and 19.
I mean, okay.
Halfway through the 4th quarter, I believe if there were about 3 minutes less on this clock.
That's going to be my stat. Penalties. I mean, A&M hasn't played an extremely clean game, but
A&M will start their own 12.
Like, listen to this. A&M 5 penalties for 54 yards and loss. That's about expected, about average. Missouri 11 for 91.
101 is what they just showed on the screen.
Would you like an update from the Bayou?
42-35.
Anthony Richardson is now out of it. They're coming in to replace Emory Jones.
Oh, okay. So Emory Jones is back in.
Oh, so they didn't bench Anthony Richardson. Okay. He just hurt.
So they.
You wouldn't bench the quarterback.
But it's Dan Mullen. You never know what he's going to do.
Well, that's his built-in excuse. He's going to say Anthony Richardson got
he's
hurt.
Vader. He's not Maul. He's Vader. Whoa.
Did you eat lunch, Dalton? Some what? You want to order something naked?
Naked fish. It's a Japanese
No, I don't need to
restaurant.
know what y'all's code words are for different things.
Whoa. Bronny's making things weird again.
No.
Bronny's
Did you see the
making
chat
things
ran
weird. No,
off,
you're making
Ashley?
things weird again.
Chat ran off my girlfriend because they're weird.
Your girlfriend's a horse. It must be pretty weird if she thinks. She rides horses.
I might have her bring the dog in to
After
help,
the
to help
game?
with cleanup and demolition all at the same time.
Yeah, Dolly would be good at that. That's for sure. I might go see this movie by myself.
You're gonna go see a movie by yourself?
I've done it before.
Are you
and I'll do
Steven
it again.
Glansberg?
I don't know what that means.
Yes, you do.
No, I
Super
don't.
bad.
Oh yeah. Who's Steven Glansberg?
Remember the guy that eats lunch by himself? Whenever they're at lunch together and he's got to go pick up classes for college, so he leaves Jonah Hill's character by himself. He's like, I'm supposed to eat my lunch like I'm Steven Glansberg?
Steven Glansberg.
If there was 3 minutes left in this game, we'd probably be seeing backups, but I imagine the starters are going back out. I just bought my mom. So my mom's birthday was today's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, big dog.
Happy birthday, Mr. Brauninger.
2 days ago, the 14th, Thursday, was my mom's birthday, and I bought her a new vacuum cleaner. Those things, the good ones, are expensive. She needed one. She's had the same vacuum for like 20-something years.
You mentioned that Dalton and I are roommates. Dalton bought the vacuum cleaner.
He what?
Dalton bought the vacuum cleaner at our apartment.
Oh.
They spent a lot of money. He was very proud of it.
Is it sweet?
It's pretty cool. It's a vacuum cleaner. How am I supposed to say a vacuum cleaner's sweet?
It sucks. Get it?
Phrasing.
No. It's triple meaning there.
Yes. That's why I said phrasing.
A&M starters look to be back in the game. I don't see Kenyon Green, though. 1st and 10 A&M at the Mizzou. 12, going to see a lot of runs, I'd bet. Give it to Spiller. Spiller's got 15, 20. He's getting over 100. He's over 150.
Yep.
A&M's got a player down, looks like. There's trainers running on the field.
Great.
Oh, no, it's an offensive lineman. Who was that? Is that Kenyon?
I can't tell. I can't see a
Hold
number.
on.
This is way behind the play.
I know.
They're looking at an ankle. It's
It
not
looks like
64.
it looks like Kenyon because
Green.
I guess Kenyon was on the field for that play. He was trying to give it a go. At this point, get him out. If you don't play him against South Carolina, then you got a bye week. They're checking you up. They're looking at that ankle.
Yeah,
it's
it's
Kenyon. Forrest Jenkins says Texas is about to blow 14-point leads in back-to-back. He's trying to go. He's walking in his own power, but he don't feel good.
Yeah, Texas has got a 2-point lead with 6:56 to play. Oklahoma State has the ball at the Texas 27.
Well, go Pokes.
I'm trying to put that game on.
25-24 Oklahoma State.
They must have just kicked a field goal.
Aggies have run for 272. And again to Spiller. He will not get any.
There's a flag on 4th and 6. False start against Oklahoma State. It's going to make it 4th and 11.
So I guess
they were kicking a field goal. So it's still 24-22 Texas.
Unless that's behind. And the field goal's
probably
already been
is
good,
behind.
and somebody in the chat is.
It's a little bit behind. It's a 29-yard attempt. (25-24).
People in the chat are wanting the starters to get out of the game. It's getting close to time where I think
this will be the last possession, right?
Spiller for 3. I have not seen A-Chain since he went off kind of holding his arm awkwardly. SEC Network sounds like they're going over A&M's injury issues, and they do have a lot. The Aggies look like they're going to move to 5-2 with all these injury issues. Calzada throws deep.
Keep trying to find Demas.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Threw
a
it too
good
far to
sign.
the
He only has 1 catch for 8 yards today, but they keep trying to find him. It's his 3rd target.
So went deep for Damon Demas on 3rd and 7, and it falls incomplete. Zach falling away from that throw into that really big wind. Jimbo is not happy with Mr. Calzada. Low snap. Good dig out by Nick Constantino.
That's a boot into the wind. Oh.
And the returner had to catch it twice. So the Aussie digs one out of the turf and gets a punt off. 5:11 remaining in the game, and they go to commercial. A&M up by 21. Thinking I'm going to have some food delivered up here, Richard.
Yeah.
So that we can, while we're breaking all this stuff down and watching games, have some food to eat. What happened to the guy in the chat that said he was bringing his lanes?
Yeah.
Touchdown Auburn. Arkansas about to lose.
Man, that's not a good. It's not been a good 24 hours for my friend from high school, Kevin McCarty. Big Red Sox guy, massive Red Sox fan.
Well, I'm not.
And
I
then
don't feel sorry for him.
He's also the only person that I like who's attended the University of Arkansas. So, actually, the only respectable and gracious winner after they beat the Aggies this year.
So Arkansas loses, that will move them to 3-3. What Auburn has 2 losses?
I think so. Let me look it up. Auburn football. They're currently 4-2. Yes.
And what is it? Did you have their schedule?
I do have their schedule. They got Ole Miss. They got a bye week next week. And they got Ole Miss.
So bye week, Ole Miss, A&M
at home. A&M. Mississippi State, South Carolina, Bama at home. Man, they don't have a cupcake the week before Bama this year. I mean, they played 4
LSU,
cupcakes
Florida,
to begin the year. Akron, Alabama State, Penn State, and Georgia State. 4 cupcakes.
Mm-hmm. I will say this: maybe you want A&M to score one more time to make it look better, but
I mean, dude, they jumped out to a 21-0 lead.
This has been a very low heart rate, low pulse game.
Yeah, this is exactly what
Good
you
blood
wanted
pressure
this
game
game
if
to
you're
be.
an A&M fan.
You didn't. I mean, Zach Calzada's been serviceable. He's been a solid quarterback. If Zach Calzada plays the way he did today, and A&M's next, and their remaining 5 games left, right after today,
they're probably going to
win. They're probably going to win at least 3 of those games, including
Prairie View.
Including Prairie View. Bro, so
Anthony Richardson's back in, and he threw a touchdown.
This is a crazy game in Baton Rouge. Texas facing 3rd and 1. So how about this, Aggies? How do we feel in the chat? Stumbled, could I say, A&M's pass rush? I mean, it's low. It's not really
the D-line's played
like,
very well.
It's hard to pick someone in maroon and white that hasn't played well. The defense has played well, but a week after getting 4 sacks against Alabama, you've got 1. I'm just asking. I'm asking for some help. I'm crowdsourcing.
I don't know.
They haven't played poorly, right?
No. They play well against the
But I can't find a specific player who's played poorly. Yeah, Texas is facing 4th and 3. False start. Casey Thompson stuffed. 3:12 remaining. Oklahoma State's going to take it. Yes, Texas has all 3 timeouts. Oklahoma State's going to take over ball on the plus side of the 50.
So they're going to need some first downs and a touchdown, though.
Yeah, they're only up 1.
That game's not over in Austin. Don't get too excited.
No, it's not over yet. Yeah, but like Dalton said, you hate to see it, right? Just hate to see it. 3rd and 9, Columbia.
A&M backs out. Got to come tackle.
Tyler Beatty, man. He's
a good player. See how short he is and if Mizzou will punt or they're going to go. Looks like Mizzou is going to go for it on 4th and 1. He got 8 on that?
I thought he got a first down. And that game tonight on the SEC Network should be fun.
Mizzou with a trick play, a quarterback sneak to get a first down. Well, I was hoping the Aggie offense get the ball back to see some of these youngsters. But it looks like if they do get it back, it ain't going to have much time left. Hey, so the chat's come up with some good stumbled, the 97-yard drive by Mizzou.
Yeah, that's good. But at the same time, I'll play devil's advocate there. That ultimately didn't hurt the Aggies. Yeah, they gave up a touchdown, but they still didn't pull within a touchdown.
Or what about
one score.
3rd and longs? They gave up some 3rd and longs.
Yeah,
when you're crowdsourcing.
That would require me to go back and look at what they did on 3rd and longs.
No. I mean, the easy answer is the 97-yard drive.
Yeah. Who gave the 97-yard drive?
Whoa, did you see what this kid from Mizzou just did? Ninja get up. Like a Power Ranger.
So tell me who gave me the idea for the 97-yard drive?
It was GD 6994 as well as David Thompson.
Both of you guys are winners. Thank you. I'm going to use that. I'm going to watch this guy get up. Oh, but he didn't stick the landing. Impressive athleticism, but he didn't completely stick the landing.
Mizzou incomplete on 3rd and 3. Good pressure by Michael Clemens. There's a flag down. Hold on Mizzou, that Mizzou A&M's going to accept the penalty because Mizzou is going to be in a 4th and 3. This will put them at 3rd and 13. Touchdown Oklahoma State.
Yes. I didn't see the play.
How much time?
2:18 remaining. The extra point would make it an 8-point game.
Looks like Spencer Sanders celebrating. Denton native.
What school did he play at?
Ryan. Again, the SEC network with the wrong.
I'm not so sure. Was it wrong? The lines were wrong? But
No,
or did you just see the midfield line?
That was third down. A&M accepted the holding penalty to move them back, and now it's back to where it would have been 4th and 3. So nothing netted there after accepting that penalty. 4th and 3, Mizzou at their own 42. Looks like A&M called timeout. So in Austin, Oklahoma State has gone up by 8. One thing I've noticed today, Richard, I've seen Keldrick Carper and Jaden Peavy. They traveled and are on the sidelines.
The team that hasn't gained a first down since their first drive in the second half just let a team score to go up 8. Like legitimately let.
Hold on, come here. Say that it.
Texas has not gotten a first down since their first drive in the second half.
So Texas has no first downs except for one to open the second half. And they allowed?
Yes, they did the let him score. They olayed.
So
down 8.
Texas olayed and allowed Oklahoma State to score to go down 8 to get the ball back after having a bad half. No way they did that. They olayed it?
I didn't see it.
Well, I know you've been typing feverishly. Oh, Pokes are up 8 in Austin. 2 minutes left. 4th and 3, incomplete. Well overthrown by Bazelak. He's kind of a loose cannon, man. I thought he was going to be a little more polished than this. He's missed some throws. Big, giant, good-looking kid, but he has not been super accurate with the football today.
All right, second team's in.
Do you know this?
I do not.
Because I saw Bryce Foster strapping up his helmet. You can see him doing it right there. But I'd like to see who takes the field for the Aggies here. A&M fans in attendance standing, and Calzada's back in. Wyckoff. Derek Hunter's in. The backup offensive line, Baylor Cupp, Amari Daniels. So no Blake Boast.
No LJ.
Wyckoff at center.
What did he say?
I don't know what Dalton just yelled.
Oh, there was an interception in Austin. Oklahoma State got the ball back with 1:57 to play. Texas has 2 timeouts. Texas is trailing by 8 points. Oklahoma State's going to be 6-0, and they're still frauds.
Oklahoma State is?
Yes.
What does that make Texas?
I mean,
that was a 6-yard run there by.
I don't think I can use that kind of language to describe the University of Texas.
Devin Price in the game. So Baylor Cupp. Derek Hunter at right tackle. I mean, Mizzou knows the run's coming. They tackle it for a loss. So what was the Texas lead in this game?
I thought it was 14.
Were they up 14, chat? Was Texas up 14? So they've blown multiple score leads in back-to-back weeks.
This time at home.
LJ Johnson in the backfield now.
I'll tell you what, Texas was up 17-3 in the second quarter.
Mizzou's celebrating tackles for no gain. Down 21 points with A&M's backups in. Akinola in, Trey Zune in.
Good for them.
These are all backups except we have not seen Blake Boast. Ernest Crownover in the game. Amari and LJ are kind of the dual third team back. Real talk. I formation.
Who's 24?
Ernest Crownover. I formation, hand to LJ. Good burst. LJ gets a first down.
On 4th and 5, they're going to mark him short.
Is he short? They
moved the sticks already?
Good burst there by LJ Johnson. Picks up a first down.
On 4th down, too.
Yep. Yeah, like he got it on the replay. So A&M will take a knee, and that will do it from Columbia. Very low blood pressure, low heart rate game for the Aggies. They go on the road and take care of business. 35-14. Keep it locked to TexAgs for David Nuno's post-game wrap from Columbia, correct?
Should be there. Yeah, he should. Hopefully the internet service is good and he can lead it from there.
All right. Aggies move to 5-2 with a home date and a lot of recruits headed to town next week when they host South Carolina at night. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the TexAgs Watch Along. Keep it tuned right here. Post-game wrap coming your way with David.